Y'all hear me? Yep. What's up, boys? How y'all doing? I just got back and just got on, and we're ready to fucking go, man. So yeah, maybe your next game could be Red Dead Redemption would be fitting. I heard about that. Yeah, I might play that. I don't know. I haven't decided what I want to do. Like in terms of like a big game, you know, something to play regularly. I'm not sure. I might try to just play some different like random ass shit too. I'm also thinking about maybe doing ban appeals in a couple of days. Maybe because like we haven't done ban appeals in a long time, and I feel like after the election, you know, it's a time for you know, to come together and let these people have their second chance, right? I feel like that's what would be fair. Any FBI contacted you today? No, not today. At least not yet. So yeah. Let me see here. Okay, and I had a good sleep. I had a lot of sleep. I went to lay down yesterday. I don't know what the fuck happened. I woke up, it was 5 in the morning. I said, what the fuck? What the fuck? And so, yeah, that was what happened to me then. When are you gonna go through your Reddit messages? Oh, dude, I'm not going through those. Absolutely not. You get banned on any subreddits today? No, well, maybe, I don't know. Like, I mean, here's the truth. I don't really go on Reddit. Like, the reason why I don't go on Reddit is I feel like Reddit's fake. Like, if I read shit on Reddit, I know that it's gone through, like, 5 different levels of, like, filtering. So it's like, what am I really gonna do? Like, why would I read something on Reddit? Like, and there's some subreddits that aren't that bad, right? Of course. But, like, in general, what am I gonna do? Like, go read this shit, and then it's like, oh, yeah, this is what I want to base my opinion off? Fuck no. Absolutely not. Yeah. I got banned from the Asmongold sub for making a suicide joke. Yeah, probably not a surprise for that. You know, that kind of stuff gets you in trouble. But, yeah, video of this random guy regarding drama and Ashes. I will watch the video about that. Yeah, the Ashes drama yesterday, or not yesterday, the day before, was kind of fucking funny. And I did see Steven talking about it a little bit. And even people made videos about it, about what happened. So... excuse me. Yes, I will go over all that stuff. Absolutely. Squadron 42 React. 10 minutes into the game, you already made news. Yeah, I guess so. But excuse me. You gotta watch freedom of speech video in the UK for real. I know a lot of people want me to see that, man. I don't know if I'm gonna have time for it today, but we're gonna look into it soon. Don't worry about it. So, did you just see the Tectone playing Girls Frontline 2 beta test? I saw a tweet about it, but I didn't see it happen. Because, you know, usually I'm streaming at the same time that he is. So it's hard really for me to say. Almost 15k roaches. It's no longer a ranch. It's a civilization. Yeah, I mean, like, there's been a lot of people that have been joining, like, this community. Let me see, like, where it is now. Where is it? Yeah, we're at 14. Like, I feel like things have kind of, you know, slowed down a little bit, obviously, because, you know, a lot of people that were going to join already have. But we have almost 15,000 members in Roach Ranch now, which is pretty fucking crazy to have this many people. I would say that, absolutely. I'll link it to you guys again. The r/pick situation is so cringe. Yeah, it is. It's fucking funny. But, you know, not that big of a surprise. Squadron 42 Prologue is fire. I know I need to watch it. I've been lazy, man. Have you shared your thoughts on a Monster Hunter Wilds beta? Yes. Good. Good beta. Good game. Fun game. Big good. Yes game. So that's it. How's the cleaning going? I recently, yesterday, I got rid of even more garbage. And so things are going really well for me. That's what I would say. Yeah, absolutely. PoE teaser clips sound good. I can't believe it's coming out next month, man. I'm excited. Have you seen Overwatch Classic trailer? I didn't see the trailer, but I heard about it. But yeah. Did you get the boxes Goodwill? Not yet. I talked to my dad just right before I went live, actually. And, you know, I'll probably talk with him more later on about that today. So, yeah. And her Korea makes a massive example of Johnny Somali. Yeah, this is fucking funny. So this guy, here's what's really funny about it, is I feel like nobody feels bad for this guy. In a lot of cases, like, there's a lot of, like, sympathy and stuff like that for people that get put in this position. But with Johnny, literally nobody cares. Like, it's not like, I remember when Brittany Griner got, like, put in jail in Russia, and everybody was like, oh, wow, this is so sad. Nobody is talking about how this is sad. Everybody is happy about this. So Johnny Somali may face up to 7 years in jail for using AI to fake having a Korean girlfriend. This is on top of existing charges that could see him get up to 10 years of jail time. Well, I think that Korea should go as far as they possibly can. And yeah, that's what I think they should do. It's nothing good about him. Yeah, well, there is. He represents a good way. He's a good punching bag, right? And can we have at least one morally bankrupt person get what they deserve? My faith in this world is dwindling fast. Yeah, sure. We're living in a world where Sauron was just misunderstood and the Empire was just trying to take care of its people. I mean, it's not entirely, like, untrue. Like, Sauron was not 100% evil, but, you know, it's like 90% evil, right? 95. So, yeah, definitely. And what's the rest of these? Just to clarify, why would pretending to have a girlfriend give him a 7-year prison term? Using AI deepfakes is very illegal in South Korea under a sexual abuse law, if I'm not mistaken. That's nuts. Wow. I feel like that's kind of crazy to do that, but, you know, I don't live in South Korea, so it's not my problem. So, yeah, AI porn just became super illegal. Government will make an example out of them. Yeah, I don't like the idea of making AI porn illegal. I think that's stupid. But, you know, South Korea, it's not my fucking... I don't live there. I don't give a shit. So, yeah. And deepfakes are illegal in the UK. Yeah, I just don't want to deal with that. I like the idea of making examples. I like the idea of making an example out of Johnny Somali. That's what I would say the most, right? Deepfakes are really bad. Yeah, but I don't really think that they're that bad unless you're trying to impersonate someone. So, like, why is it bad that you can create a deepfake of a person that doesn't exist? Why is that bad? I really can't think of a reason why. I can't see, what's bad about this? That's what a deepfake is. Yeah, so I guess what you're saying is that, okay, you know, you guys make a good point. Some of you guys in chat making a good point. So a deep fake has to be a fake, which implies that it would be a real person, and so it's a fake image to them. So you're saying the only deep fakes that can exist would be impersonations of real people? Okay, if you want to use that argumentation, totally fair. In my opinion, that's not how I see it, or like the vocabulary, but I can see what people are saying here. I personally think that deepfakes are totally fine as long as they are not of real people. So if you call that a deepfake, if you say that's not a deepfake, then I think deepfake. If you do AI of an actual person and then you have that person doing things that, you know, are problematic for whatever reason, or not, you know, just making a deepfake content of person, then yeah, I could see that being an issue because that's impersonation, right? So, like, in a lot of ways, like, these aren't even new laws. These are just new ways to interpret old laws, which I think is very fair. So, yeah, if she's real, it's problematic. Yeah, it's problematic, right? I think that's a fair way to look at it. And using an actual person faked is deepfake. Using a fake person is just a fake. Sure, that's fine. I don't really have, like, I'm not really tied to the vocabulary here, right? But either way, I think that if you look at it from that context and it's like making images of somebody else making out with a guy, yeah, that's weird because it's impersonation. 7 years in jail probably seems excessive, but again, I don't live in South Korea. It's not my problem. So let's see, the rest of these are. The fuck you mean worse? The situation is getting better by the day. That's a really good way to look at it. You're right about that. And yeah, what are the odds of AI creating someone that doesn't exist? There's 7 billion people out there. I feel like intention matters a lot. I think that's a big reason. And also, like, 95% of deepfakes are made of a person that's either famous or a person that another person knows, right? I would say 99%. So I don't really see that happening randomly. South Korea, please jail this idiot. South Korean jail is harsh too. Guy looks and acts like a mouth breather. Well, I'm a fucking mouth breather. What are you trying to say? What is this? 5 years for using THC, 7 years for obstructing a business, 7 years for the deepfake incident, 10 years for assault. All those cases should stack to 29 years. Oh my god. This guy just speed ran his entire life. That's crazy. You don't see that every day. Oh my god. Yeah, I don't know what to say. We play Monster Hunter Generation Ultimate? No. That's why I didn't read it the first time you typed it. So yeah, probably not. And I bet Korean prison is also a lot safer than American prison. I don't know. You know, for his sake, I hope so. For everybody else's sake, I hope not. So, yeah, there we go. 29. This guy could go to 29 years in jail for being such a little fucking rat. Oh my god, can this day get any fucking better? So, yeah, there we go. Trans Asmongold. Oh, okay. All right. Great.
Why are y'all voting for Kamala Harris?
I don't want to lose my rights. Like, I'm a trans man and I'm gay and I have been pregnant and I've had an abortion before and I don't want to lose that. I'm afraid of not being able
A trans... Okay.
to be myself anymore because from what I've heard, Trump's America doesn't want me to look like this. That's why I'm here today and that's why I'm voting blue.
I've also been pregnant and had an abortion before. I was a minor and it would have been dangerous for me to properly, like, it would have been dangerous for me to carry a baby with, like, personal reasons and everything. I also, like, I'm very, you know, alternative, and I feel like if Trump were to win, I wouldn't be able to.
Trump is not going to make goth girls against the law. If he was, I would have voted for Kamala. Fuck, I'd have voted for Jeb Bush. He never said he was going to do that.
To, like, express myself through my looks and everything and wouldn't be able to have the piercings or the dyed hair or the tattoos that I want. And, you know, I would be able to be myself. And my dad's very pro-Trump and I'm just very pro-Trump.
Her dad's pro-Trump. I would have never guessed.
Kamala, yeah, I don't, you know, it's
Does
just,
that cause a divide at all?
yeah, it definitely does.
She has problems with her dad.
Kamala's gonna ruin the country.
Wow. What a twist. What a twist. Yeah, who would have guessed? I mean, wow, what a shock. There we go. When are you gonna go get your PS5 Pro? Why? So I can play Demon's Souls again? Like, what am I gonna do with the PS5 Pro? All of the good PS5 games that I care about besides Demon's Souls are coming to PC. Bloodborne's coming to PC. Stellar Blade is coming to PC. I think Final Fantasy 16 is already on PC. So I just don't really see what the reason is, right? Yeah, Final Fantasy 7. There we go. There's no reason to do that. Astrobot? Okay, yeah, I do need to play Astrobot, to be fair. Yeah, you're right about that. Anyway, so, yeah, this is just really not a surprise at all. And let's see here. Love you, man. You feeling okay? You seem out of breath. Me? I went to I got a massage and I had a chiropractor appointment this morning. So maybe that might be a little bit of the reason why. But no, I'm feeling great, man. I actually got a lot of sleep yesterday and that was really, really nice. So yeah. Happy ending? No, bro, like, I just, that's not, no, bro, like, come on. Oh God, oh God, oh God. You know which industry will flourish after the 4B movement? Well, I think that if you change this, it could be the 2B movement, right? I mean, there you go. You just give her a blindfold and white hair. Problem solved. Yeah, I think this kind of stuff. You know what's really funny about this? Is that if I imagine the kind of guy that makes sex dolls, there he is. There he is, right there. You can see him. That's crazy, isn't it? Wow, he's him? He is that guy, isn't he? Oh, my God. And, yeah, passable? I don't know, man. I think this is going to become more popular. Honestly, like, the 4B is countered by 2B? Yeah, exactly, right? Detroit Become Human actually touched on this topic. Widespread personal androids caused a huge crisis in relationships and birth rate. So much that many workers and many industries had to be replaced with androids just to nullify the labor shortage. Well, we won't need to do that because we'll make another plague and then, well, here's what we can do. Is we can make another pandemic and then we can make the vaccine for the pandemic cause infertility. So you kill some people and you sterilize the rest of them. And so I feel like, yeah, that's really, that's the best way to solve it. And so, yeah, easy solution, right, guys? Aware husband, don't give him ideas. Honestly, I mean, this isn't my idea. That's from an anime plot. Was the anime called, never mind, I'm not gonna make that joke. I was gonna, oh god. Okay, let's move on. And looking on from the outside, not the US, the entire 4B movement is weird and funny at the same time. Isn't it just Democrats and leftists cucking themselves, or Republicans are just having fun as usual? Oh, this? Well, in South Korea, so let me show you guys. South Korea is fucked. South Korea, men versus women, political politics. Let me see if I can find an image here to show you guys. So, bro, yeah, here we go. Look at this. A wide ideology gap is opening between young men and women in countries across the world. And so if I pull this up and I look at it, oh, Jesus, why does this fucking piece of shit do this? Okay, give me, can I do this? And if I inspect element and then I go to, where is it here? Oh, fuck. Can I actually just find the image here? Where's the actual fucking image? Such an annoying fucking piece of shit having to deal with this. I only do this on Chrome, so I don't know how exactly to do it on this. Anyway, so if you look right here, obviously you can see in South Korea, Control S, really. Anyway, actually, yeah, I'm so stupid. Why don't I just do this? This is so fucking easy. Okay, there. All right, wow, I'm a wizard. And so anyway, if you look right here, South Korea, women are becoming dangerously liberal, and men are becoming catastrophically based. Like, we're talking about, bro, look at this. This is crazy. Oh my god. So they're having a massive, like, there's massive gender wars and shit going on over there. It is unbelievable. I hear a little bit about it. I mean, I don't really know what it's really like over there. I mean, I've never been to Korea. But, yeah, that's basically it. And, conservatives down? Yeah. Of South Korea, and you can tell this is true because of the video games, right? You can see all their video games. And so South Korea is having this happen. The United States is having this happen. Guys are becoming more traditional, right? And why is it? Because the idea of state-mandated girlfriends every single year becomes more popular. And this is the thing, is there's a lot of guys, and, you know, they're like, well, I feel like, you know, like, I don't have any advantages. Things are stacked against me. I can't get a girlfriend. I'm gonna vote for Trump, right? I think that's what happens. This picture? Yeah, no, I think that's what it is. Some women have lost their minds. Yeah, of course. I mean, there's crazy bitches everywhere, but is that new? I don't think so. And let's see here. It's just weird and funny. Full horseshoe theory. Why is it that after every major event, there's always some new unhinged movement that pops out? Well, the reason why is that, the reason why it happens is that we have a mental health crisis in the country, and the country's full of a bunch of crazy retards that get mad about everything. That's the reason why. And so if you're wondering, oh, why do these things happen? Why do people think like this? That's the real reason. Notice how the lines really diverge around Occupy Wall Street? Well, I've said this many times. I think you bring up a very good point. Yeah, but it does seem like men are becoming more conservative while women are becoming more liberal. And I think that really that kind of makes sense in a lot of cases. But, and I think also, like, one of the reasons is that I feel like in a lot of cases you have, like, certain ideologies that just simply do not have any respect for any wonder why, right? Well, here's the big reason why. It's because in liberal ideology, it basically puts the guy as a villain in a lot of cases. And, like, I see this all the time that happens. And it's diminutive towards men. It puts them in disadvantageous positions. It's insulting to them. It talks down to them. So why would some guy want to be part of a group of people that actively don't like them? It's like, I don't think you see a lot of black guys joining the KKK, right? And so, big fucking surprise, this isn't gonna work. And so women alienate men, that's it? Well, yeah, but men also alienate women. I mean, this isn't really like, of course it goes both ways. So, yeah. New trailer for Warcraft Direct? Yeah, I'm going to look at that. It's on Wednesday, right? 4B movement pretty much died in South Korea. I don't think it'll be a thing in the USA. No, there's probably just a couple hundred girls on TikTok that are shaving their heads, and then this will kind of, you know, blow over once they turn 18, right? I mean, they'll probably just move on and go to college and, you know, just be normal. But until then, you know, this is what's going to happen. When you have no wars or material struggles, people make every trivial matter into a war. You know what? You actually bring up a really good point. And I want to read this because I think it's extremely accurate. This guy's been following for 3 hours and he's already been based. When they have no wars or material struggles, they will make every trivial matter into a war. They just want to pick a side and dedicate their personality and soul into it, creating a hill for them to die on. That's exactly right. I think you're totally right. Things now are so easy, so flaccid, so simple that it's like, well, why the fuck not? Why not find this new problem? People are desperately looking for a cross to nail themselves up on, man. It's unreal. Universities play a huge role in the rise from 15, almost 50% getting pressed in their high school years in the past 30 years. I think that all gender issues are totally misrepresented by American media and also by alternative media. I think that 95% of the people that are talking about gender issues are talking about it from a bias, or they're talking about it from a position of past trauma. I think that almost all of the language and discourse is unproductive, and it's really sad to see because, you know, you have people hate each other because of their gender. It's such a weird thing to have happen. Why would you have this happen? Heard alopecia and cancer victims are kind of mad at the crazy head shaving Kamala voters. Well, I mean, usually they don't have eyebrows either, so that's a little bit of a difference. But yeah, I got banned in a Pix subreddit because I'm part of the Asmongold subreddit. Oh yeah, no, there is a coordinated, let's just say it, racially motivated. It's just the way it is. Racially motivated attempt to silence my Reddit. There's been a lot of other subreddits that have been basically trying to segregate our Reddit and keep us away from the other subreddits. It's crazy. This is gamer racism. Capital G gamer racism, lowercase r for racism. And Trump announced Tom Hallman will be in charge of deporting people. Oh yeah, no, we're gonna look at old Tom here. And I actually saw a little bit about this guy. It's gonna be a crazy time. If this dude is anywhere near as crazy as extreme as people might make him out to be, we're gonna be in for a very interesting few months, or a few years, I mean to say. Do you see the clip that pointed out women refusing to have sex with men who don't respect them is what most men wanted anyways? I didn't see, like, God, this is the problem. This is the fucking problem. And it's so funny to hear, like, all of these, like, fucking Andrew Tate and, like, these, like, weird, like, girls that are like, oh, I hate my dad. Here's the truth. If you want a girl to like you, be nice to them. Be cordial. Be polite. Ask them out. If it doesn't work, move on. That's it. Just be nice to people. People like it when you're nice to them. So if you're not doing that and you're trying to play like these weird mind games with somebody, you're really fucking yourself over. Yeah, don't be a dick. Don't be mean. It's so fucking easy. I don't know why this is such a problem for people. Just be nice and respectful. Yes, like respect their consent, respect their personal space. I don't even, why am I even talking about this? It's so crazy. That's exactly what I mean. And that's something a millionaire would say. Oh, you could ask me. If you go and you ask, I bet if you go and you ask 100 guys that have been married for over 30 years, I bet you're going to have at least 95 of them tell you the exact same thing. So, you know, you can listen to them. You don't have to listen to me, okay? Like, you should not be listening to me for relationship advice. But, yeah. It's a sad state. Don't respect. Yeah, just respect yourself. Yeah, it's that simple, man. Why is that a rich guy take? People just, the reason why is because, so this is the big reason. Basically, so you have to understand, let's take a step back. One of the big reasons why a lot of these like advice things and like self-help things are so popular is that people are desperately looking for something to blame their problems on that's not themselves. Well, it can't be my fault. Yeah, of course it can't. So now you have to figure out some other reason that is like external from you for why things aren't going the way you want them to be going. So what happens is that if somebody says, oh, well, this is how you should act, well, then they say, oh, well, this is a structural thing. Like, oh, well, you know, culture has changed since then if it's an older person. Or, well, you're, you know, like you're tall, I'm short, I can't get a girlfriend. If it's the short guy that says it, well, you're attractive, you have different good facial features. And then, you know, it's not that, it's like, oh, you have money, right? Because people are desperately trying to figure out a reason why their failure isn't their fault. That's the reason why. Nobody wants to take accountability and say to themselves, maybe my personality is kind of shitty and I don't treat people the right way, and that alienates them. Nobody wants to say that. That's crazy. Who would say that? Absolutely not. It's got to be society. It's got to be, it's Kamala, it's fucking liberals that are making it to where I can't get a girlfriend. That's the reason why. Just go to Hustler. Yeah, and this is true with everything. It's true with why people can't lose weight. It's true with, oh, I can't lose weight. Yeah, because you're fucking eating fast food all the time. You don't exercise. Well, I tried taking Dr. Oz's diet pill and I gained 5 pounds. Yeah, well, try the new one for this month. Maybe that one will work, okay? It's just so fucking stupid. It's unbelievable. And so you see these people all the time going and doing this stuff. And, you know, it's food, it's diet, it is, like basically, oh, girls don't like me? Well, yeah, you're fat, go work out. Like, or guys don't like me? Well, you're fat, go work out. Like, what do you mean? Like, just try to take an interest in yourself. It's crazy, I can't even get started. I don't even get me started, it's nuts. How come every time I tune in, you're malding? You know what, I used to think that until I saw Destiny was pissed yesterday. Holy shit. Did you guys see the thumbnail? Did you guys see the thumbnail? Where's the fucking thumbnail of this shit? Where'd it go? Oh no, it's an ad. Bro, look at that thumbnail. It's so good. Oh my god, it's so good. That's he's mad. No, I mean, I don't, again, I'm not mad about this. I'm not like trying to start drama. It's fucking funny, right? If you can't see that being fucking funny, I don't know what to say. So yeah, it's AI though. Is it really? I don't even know if it is or not. What is this? I've got some good news and some bad news. Abortion clinics warn they'll go bankrupt if Democrats' sex strike continues. Best thing you'll read today. Conservative women ready to celebrate Trump victory by having more babies as liberal ladies swear off sex. Oh my fucking god. Jesus. There's probably like, this is, every time this happens, there's like 5 people that think this and that's it. So yeah, it's nuts. Hurricane's new Firelands cinematic? No, I haven't. State of online games. Here we go.
Yes! Oh my god, yo, that's 7 wins in a row. Oh wow, that's amazing. I finally made it to Diamond.
Wow.
Congrats, look at you go. And I've had such great squads just playing with like random people. We did our best to match you with friendly, skilled players. I'm having fun. I'm so glad you're having fun with my game. I love this. Wish you could just keep doing well, winning, right? Yeah. Well, that all stops now, you goofy, gullible little gamer bitch. Yeah. What? From now on, I'm going to use all my algorithmic power to exclusively matchmake you with the most deranged, petty, smooth-brain, hateful teammates in the world. Wait, what? AFK, high-ping, zombie, loot goblin, brain rot squeakers, digital terrorists.
Ooh.
Literal, actual sociopaths. And people that leave their mic on but they never talk. You can hear their like whole family in the background. They're like cooking a whole meal or they're like switching out their drywall.
The worst one is like this. Sugar on beef. It's just like the whole time, bro. Call. It's just so fucking annoying.
Their whole house.
Breathing, yeah.
And when you're like, hey, can you turn your mic down a little bit? They go,
Darth Vader, yeah.
God! No morals, no call-outs, just loud-breathing, excessive slurs, and plundering all your loot. What the?
That's what I signed up for. If I'm playing an online video game and somebody doesn't call me a slur, I have to find a new game to play. I remember I was playing Valorant, and I played an unranked match, and there were two girls that, like, both of them were fucking garbage. And I'm not saying this because they were girls, because I was spectating them. Why was I spectating them? Because I died even before they did. And so anyway, one of the girls is left, and she just makes the dumbest, most fucking, like, bird brain play you could possibly imagine. Even I knew it was stupid. And then the other girl is like, oh, nice try. And the other girl, the girl that got killed is like, yeah, thanks. And I'm like, the fuck? The fuck is this shit? Yeah, I don't even understand it. Yeah. What is this? Your dog is exactly. Yeah, stop. Yeah, you should toxic positivity. She's like, nice try. No, it wasn't a nice try. You suck. You got killed because you're bad. How can you let this happen? Which game? Valorant, obviously.
And the teams you go up against will be the most elite, surgical, sweaty SEAL Team 6
That's
AI
right.
aimbot fucks you've ever seen. Why the hell would you do this? Because if you don't have a hard time progressing, you won't feel pressure to buy all our skins
That's right.
and perks and all the extra trash
right.
junk bullshit that we sell.
That's
I thought
right.
if I
Keeps
just
you in the
played
game.
well and I won, I could just keep winning and progressing. Are you fucking insane or just simple, silly, and stupid? No,
You
gaming.
want to hear you want to hear the real truth? I think skill-based matchmaking is actually in the best interest of bad players, and most people that don't like skill-based matchmaking are either like hyper really good players that just want to, you know, completely stomp like bad players, or like bad players that think that it's not their fault. They experience it. Yeah, and this is a documented and scientifically proven fact that skill-based matchmaking makes people play the game longer.
To be about having fun and exploring and rising above a challenge with friends. No, it's about how cool you look and what you can buy, and me making profits off 8-year-olds' access to their parents' credit card. We'll hopefully use that money to make the game run
real
smoother
good.
and make it better quality updates. It's all going to the marketing budget.
Uh-oh,
What about
uh-oh.
my ranking that I worked so hard to get to? You're gonna lose a lot and level all the way down. That's so unfair! You're just playing for imaginary internet points. I'm playing for fucking dollars and bullion. Come on, let's go. This is a casino. Fine. Then I'll just stop
Open the
playing.
loot boxes. No, you won't.
You can't stop because you're addicted. Shit! What other choice do you have? What are you gonna do, run Fluber Duber? Hey bro, I don't run this shit, okay? Then enjoy losing.
That's right.
Oh fuck.
What's up, guys? This is my first game ever. Shove it up here! You suck, fuck. I know your IP address. Me and my family are renovating the whole house right now. What's this smell like? Does it stink? Hey, give me that. That's fine. I killed you because you suck. Fuck you.
Hey woman, we got hamburger for the chili! Aren't you excited for our Wells Fargo VeggieTales crossover? Yeah, refinance that zucchini! Babe, you're having a nightmare. Oh god, this terrible nightmare that I was gaming. I was winning so much that the algorithm had to like purposefully set me up with terrible teammates so that I would lose and like lose all my progress. But babe, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
You'd never lose because of that.
You lose because you suck.
You lose because you're trash.
Ooh.
You're right.
Yeah.
Thanks, babe. I guess I'm sleep. Okay. Good night. I just lose because I'm cheeks.
That's right. I don't understand. Am I a weird person for thinking that, like, because I always played ranked in Halo 2, right? In Halo 3. And if you queue, like, Team Slayer, you're going to queue into people, if you're playing ranked, that are about your same rank, right? So, like, I feel like we've always had skill-based matchmaking, because I would never play unranked. Well, I would a little bit, but, like, it would be if, like, I had friends over or something like that. Yeah, and so it depends on the game. Yeah, I feel like that's always been the case, right? Not in WoW? Well, you do have that in WoW. There is skill-based matchmaking. Like, if you're 2,700, you're going to probably queue against other people that are 2,700, right? Like, generally, that's the case. I mean, not always. I mean, sometimes you're going to have bad matches, but generally, I mean, it tries to queue you with other people. Not anymore. Maybe, hey, guys, maybe it doesn't because nobody plays the fucking game anymore, right? It probably does PvP anymore. But who knows? I got banned at Gremlo's chat for disagreeing on whether or not transgenderism should be in school. I mean, you want to go and get banned in somebody's chat for like trying to have like a political argument with them, you shouldn't really be that surprised. What is this? Tom was the first guy to lose his job because of AI? Damn, bro. Like, I'm gonna be honest. Like, look at RoboTom. RoboTom would have never... Bro, Jerry would be fucking dead. He'd be finished. Bro, RoboTom is there to kill. Yeah, he's locked in. Yeah, you see that? Oh, man. Should be banned. I mean, hey, here's the thing. People always get mad at me and shit like that. Who cares? Fuck them. Let's see here. Reddit going through the 5 stages. Currently on denial, questioning the election results. Oh, yeah. I have to tell you guys... It would be really funny if they recounted the votes and it turned out that Trump lost. That would be, to be fair, that would be the most entertaining outcome. It would be. Oh my god, Clueless Shirley. Oh, I saw this, bro. This shit was crazy.
They just found a batch of new ballots. 40 million new ballots. Kamala Harris is president-elect.
Bullshit! She better not have.
You know what? Hillary Clinton and her are working together. They're hiding files.
What?
She's your president, Tina.
She ain't my president.
She just won the election.
A woman can't run this country.
Not if it's like you.
Oh, I get it straight.
They just found a batch of new ballots. 40 million new ballots. Kamala Harris is president-elect.
Bullshit!
This shit's fucking funny, man. Like, I gotta say, if this happens, it will be fucking hilarious. Oh my god. Bullshit! Oh, wow. Yeah, shall not be in France. She a real one? To be fair, it's probably a joke. It's probably a joke video, but it's still really fucking funny. Oh my god, America, right? Yeah, exactly. So, Kamala winning, but this is what happens, is like, they're, honestly, it's been too quiet since the election. I kind of hope something is going on. We're getting a second January 6th with or without the recount. I don't know which would be funnier. Not gonna lie, I was hoping Kamala pulled it off and won 270 while losing popular vote would be potentially make people get mad. Yeah, I said this. What is this here? MAGAs would do a January 6th every day for the rest of Kamala's presidency. They're about to find those 15 million missing votes. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy. She actually can't because she already conceded. Oh my god. That would be even better. So, they find out that she actually lost the election, but due to a technicality of her actually already conceding, the election cannot be redefined for 4 more years. So, we have to deal with Trump. Everybody knows he's not supposed to be the president, but they can't get rid of it. That would be, bro... Wow, that would be amazing. That would be perfect. Yeah, exactly. Holy shit, that'd be fucking funny. She got stomped even with cheating? I don't know. I mean, as I said, I thought that she was going to lose the whole time. You know, really not a big surprise to me. I've been right about every single presidential election I've ever thought about. So, you know, if you guys want to know what's going to happen, just ask me. I'll just tell you what's going to happen, right? And so, yeah. Nothing ever happens, though? Yeah, true. Keck W, lol, okay, dude. Hey, I'm right. There it is. XQC should have asked you. I know. He should have. XQC would have $400,000 more. He could buy a second McLaren. But he, you know, had to go with her instead. Big mistake. What if the recount, she actually loses even harder? They do a recount and they find out that they actually, Democrats put in a bunch of fake ballots. Imagine they find out that Democrats put in 15 million fake ballots, which calls into question the 2020 election. Oh my god. Oh my fucking... That would be so fucking funny, man. Sell a million today? Yeah, I don't know what to say. All red on that map? Yeah, they did. I just think it's so funny. But that's the games at launch. Oh. That's not true. She's not walking in place. man. I don't know why us white people do this. Why do we do this? This is weird. Fashions? Yeah, it's weird. Why do we do this? Well, we gotta stop. Like, yeah, we gotta turn this down. Yeah, Matrix is glitching out? I guess so. Wow, what the fuck? That homeless man you gave 20 cents earlier saves your life from a Titan. Oh, shit. Wait, I've seen this. Oh, 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 oh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. There you go, Cletus, get her. Oh. Damn. Damn, bro. He went in there and took her out. Imagine if she had hit the ground and played like a nuclear explosion. Yeah, true. I don't give a fuck about $5. My gas today was $90. That money will do nothing for me. Stable Ronaldo on getting a $5 donation from a Twitch viewer. What is this here? I gotta see the clip. Let's see the clip. Where's the clip? There's no clip. There we go. Stable Ronaldo on getting a $5 donation. All right, let's watch it.
What is this donation that I just got, brother? Hey, runs my last $5 on my mom's account. I just want to show my gratitude for your amazing content. She understood because she knows how much you meant to me. I know 5 isn't a lot, but it's all we have. I don't give a fuck. I honestly don't give a flying fuck. I promise you I don't give a fuck.
Go look for the sub.
It's $5. Do you think I care? Genuinely serious. My gas today was $90. My Starbucks today was like $17. I got a drink. I got an egg sandwich. I got another egg thing. Like, I don't understand. Like, do you understand what $5 is going to do for me? No. I mean, you can put the blue dude all you want, but real ones will know retweets. Just genuinely. Real ones will retweet that.
Retweet it? How could they retweet it?
Like, I'm just being real.
If I interpreted this in the most generous and positive way possible, what I would say is that he's trying to tell the guy not to give him this money because it doesn't matter that much to him as it does to the other guy, because the kid said it was his last $5. Like, if I'm trying to interpret this in the most positive way, that would be it. Refund everyone? Yeah. And so, Manuel, I mean, no, I just, yeah, he sucks at communicating, I guess. I don't know whether that's true or not. I mean, it's not that, though. Maybe he assumed it was a joke. I don't know whether he did or not. I mean, real ones get jobs, cunt, then get a real job, bozo, and be grateful for someone actually giving a fuck about your dumb ass instead of being an entitled little cunt. Oh, there we go. Yeah, of course. So, I don't know. I mean, like, what the fuck? Like, I mean, do I really give a fuck about this? Like, so, if I look at this and I think about it, oh, wait, this is where the clip was. I'm so dumb. Like, why not even see it? It was literally at the top. I never understand why people donate money to streamers. One of the most useless things you can do. So, let me explain why you donate. People donate for themselves, not for the streamer. Let me explain. When I did TTS, I made $7,000 in donations in one day. One day, $7,000. And I only streamed for like 4 or 5 hours too. Made a whole lot of money. And so why do people donate that money? Because they want to hear poopy dicky, poopy dicky, poopy dicky, poopy dicky over and over because they think this is funny. Now, big surprise, this doesn't really last a very long time, but that's what people try to do. It's for attention. Yeah, so people are donating the money for attention. Like, and here's a really good way to look at it. Streamers that don't get, like, have you guys ever noticed that streamers that have a donation link, but they don't actively read donations, get less donations? And I've noticed this as a streamer. When I stopped putting up a notification whenever I got donations, my donations went down by like 95%. That's because people donate for attention. They're not donating because they like you. They're donating because they're like, I want it, think about me. And so, yeah, that's why it happens. And you're absolutely right. I believe some people out there actually give from the heart. I have I think that that's definitely true for some people. And I don't think that, like, you're right. That's a good point. I'm painting with too broad of a brush. Obviously, there are some people that are donating money because they just want to support the stream and they think the content is good. Obviously, that's true. Of course, that's true. But I also think there's a huge contingency of them that are simply doing it because they want the attention. That's the reason why, right? And so it's like 10%. I'd say the majority are people that are donating for attention. Absolutely, they are. And so, yeah, context matters, true? Yeah, exactly. Anyway, so a lot of people, like, and this has been a popular thing, again, I don't know why. I think that it's like every single time a new streaming is harder than a 9 to 5. Let me see if I can find some of these. Because, like, there's been a bunch more of these here. Let me see if I can find more of this. And, like, it's just... Let me see if I find the original video. Yeah. It says streaming is mentally hard in 9 to 5 jobs. People say they never understand what being a top streamer goes through mentally on a day-to-day basis. All right, so we'll watch it again.
Understand what I'm saying? Being like a streamer or any face on the internet is harder than a 9 to 5 in certain ways because it fuck you up mentally. Now, waking up every day and go to a job and lifting boxes, like depending on what you're doing, that's just tough too. That shit is hard. That shit is very hard. That shit is very hard. It's very hard. Like, you feel me? Especially when you're doing a job you don't enjoy doing. That shit is tough. That shit will fuck with your mental. You might want to, you feel me? You might be tired of it. You might be unhappy. But being a face, like being a top streamer, is difficult because of all the shit you go through in terms of like living life. I promise. I'm telling you, gang. You are literally seeing thousands of niggas give their thoughts on you every second. That's not supposed to be. Like, no human brain normally should be able to tolerate that. Just keep it a buck. It's not true. You feel me? Facts. I'm telling the truth.
I love reading
Most of y'all cannot understand what I'm saying.
So there's like an element of what he's saying that's true, right? Where, like, obviously, like, streaming can be mentally corrosive. For sure. Yeah, of course it can. I think the entire goal and the entire idea of trying to, because remember, like, this happened with Hassan before in the past, and, like, people have been talking about this now for, like, 10 years. I think that if somebody goes and they say that your job is easier or harder than their job, I think that they're always speaking from a position of ignorance. If he thinks the job is difficult for him, then it is, because that's his perception, and he's entitled to that opinion. But I think the problem happens when people say that their job is harder or easier than another person's job, because it makes that person feel invalidated. And in a lot of cases, like, nobody in his chat probably knows, like, what it's like to be a streamer, and he might not know what it's like to have their job either. So it's very hard to say. I think that the moment that you try to, like, tier list out, like, your thing versus their thing, you're always setting yourself up to look like a fucking asshole, right? And so, to me, like working at the IRS, for example, there was a, it was less mentally draining than streaming, but it was more physically draining. And sometimes annoying things would happen at work that would be mentally annoying, right? And then streaming is very good in a lot of cases, but at the same time, there are problems with it. It's the same as anything, right? The rewards equalize it. I don't think that we should be making a tier list of suffering. I find this to be very unhealthy, and it's not good for anyone. And the people that get fixated on it, I think, are people that are fundamentally unhappy and angry. It's all bait. Yeah, exactly. And so that's the way I see it. You're rich and famous? Oh, sure, right? But, like, all I'm saying is that there's going to be challenges to anything. This is the wrong outlook. Yeah, exactly. It's a totally wrong outlook. And I think that there's a lot of people that, you know, they'll look at somebody like Blackboy or like, Stable Ronaldo or one of these other guys, right? And they'll be like, well, what the fuck? How are you going to say this when you're in this, like, incredible, amazing position? And the reality is that streaming is mentally harder Let's say it is. Let's say streaming is mentally harder. It fucking should be. You're getting way more money. Like, I would assume being a lawyer is more mentally draining than, I don't know, being a janitor. Of course, you're getting more money. Yeah, there's always going to be problems like that. You go. Thank you for the 500 viewer host or raid. Thank you very much, man. I appreciate it. It's all about perspective. Yeah, exactly. And so the fixation that people have about anybody would rather be in our position, yeah, definitely fucking true. No ifs, ands, or buts. I don't think that you can say your job is harder than anybody else's job because you're not doing their job. Fundamentally, you can't do that. And I can't see a single instance where doing that is coming from any other place rather than, like, negativity, hostility, jealousy, and anger. I've never seen that come from any other place. You never worked a job in your life? What do you know? Well, you've never streamed in your life, so what do you know? That's my point, right? And so, like, trying to say that, like, my suffering is more authentic than yours, or for somebody else to say that to another person, I think this is a very unhealthy thing to do. And so that's the point that I'm making. So, yeah, I've seen this dynamic go on for quite a while. It's really not that complicated, but, yeah. And it's never going to be a point where any of this is going to be resolved or, like, solved or anything like that. Working at 9 to 5 is too vague? Yeah, sure. I think it is. But it doesn't really matter whether it's too vague. Because at the end of the day, whenever you're telling people that their job is easy, people don't want to hear that. Because it's usually being said in a patronizing way. It's usually being said in a rude way. Like, oh yeah, what you're doing has less value or it doesn't matter. So why would anybody want to deal with that? Why would somebody want to be talked to like that? Burns apples with oranges never solved anything. Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I see this happening, and that's always been my take on it, right? Let's see here. Ambulance hits Oregon cyclist. They rush him to the hospital inside the ambulance, and then they bill him for $1,800 using their service. Wow, and the only thing he's going to get out of it is a $2 million settlement. What a fucking victim. Yeah, actually, probably more than $2 million, right? So yeah, man, this guy, bro, he's probably dreaming of all the cars he's gonna buy with the money he's gonna get after he sues the government. Yeah, he's probably fine, bro. He's good. Boycott men, South Korea's. I already saw this before. Dragon Age Origins Classic. An initiate that's forbidden. I was beginning to doubt her existence. This fat cow is your lover? My condolences, Lily. Oh, God. What is this? Please, God, would it happen? Because it would be so fucking funny. Governor Gavin Newsom is considering plans to secede from the union in order to prevent Trump from deporting illegal aliens and implementing voter ID laws. Yeah, so we had a governor in Texas. His name was Rick Perry, and Rick Perry talked about seceding from the U.S. as well. It's just bullshit talk. No, they're not actually going to secede from Texas. It's just totally bullshit. Yeah. It's obviously fake news. Yeah, I don't even really know what to think about it. New Netflix series key visual, Destiny versus Asmongold. Jesus Christ. To be fair, this is pretty fucking good. Probably not that many teeth, but otherwise, yeah, relatively accurate. Asmon is popping off in China now. 8 new videos about him were posted yesterday. Wait, what? Oh my God. Jesus. Look at this. Wow. Ping Chong? Yeah, I mean, this is crazy. The fuck? The only reason Asmon's popular is because of the untapped Chinese market, which obviously means nothing since Chinese people aren't real people. Oh, this must be a games journalist. If he hasn't, you should hire the Chinese re-uploader and start monetizing there. I think, honestly, I'm just going to let them do whatever the fuck they want. Like, at least for now, yeah, upload whatever the fuck you want. Doesn't bother me. I don't care about it. And, yeah, it's whatever. Yeah, new sponsor, I guess so. Turns out most Chinese people are based. He's defending Wukong against gaming journalists, so its huge fan base likes him now, which is fair, obviously. I talk about Wukong, thousands of views. So it actually goes even farther than this. I've said it before. What happened was I actually got banned on like Bilibili, which is like China's YouTube. It's not a 100%, but it's close, right? And so it's a big video sharing platform. And I was like banned off the entire website because I made disparaging comments towards China. I've done this many times over the years. Black Myth Wukong comes out. And I liked it a lot. I was really positive about the game. I was so positive, and they were so happy that I liked it. Not only did these videos go viral, but the reason why they went viral is because I got unbanned. All is forgiven. Yeah, but he does like the monkey game, so, you know, we really gonna ban this dude? I mean, what's this? Yeah, the comeback. I know, it's crazy. So, yeah, social credit, I guess so. Yeah, I wonder what my internal social credit score would be now. Probably still in the negatives, but I wonder if it's a 4-digit or a 3-digit number. Probably actually 5. And most Chinese are conservative to the core. Source, I am one. Yeah, I think that's the case with a lot of them. It's not really a big surprise. But, yeah. What a shocker. Lack of interest in the PS5 Pro is forcing scalpers to sell them for a loss. Thank God. To be fair, I do want a PS5 Pro that looks like the PlayStation 1. But how much do I want it? I want it like this much, but if you ask me like I had to do 20 push-ups for it, I probably wouldn't even do that. If you asked me like I had to watch like a 10-minute video to get the PS5, I probably wouldn't do it. Like I don't really care that much about it, right? But, you know, maybe a little bit it'd be okay. No disk drive, no buy. I couldn't care less, man. I digital download everything. Like, my PC doesn't even have a disk drive. I mean, well, it doesn't have an installed one, which was really weird. So, what was the year that you bought a PC that didn't have a disk drive? For those of you guys that have one. Because for me, I got a PC from NZXT from in 2021, I believe. And maybe 2020, I don't remember exactly. And it didn't have a disk drive in it. And I was like, what the fuck? How do you not have a disk drive? And I realized it was normal. And, because for me, every PC build that I've ever done has had a disk drive. Because it's like, well, of course you have a disk drive. So you can put disks in the computer. Fucking obviously, right? Duh. But apparently that's not the way people see it now. A lot of people don't use them anymore, which is crazy. I can't believe it. Yeah, it was the last thing to have? Yes. Yes, and to me, it's just so weird because I've always done that. I've always had that. When Steam opened, yeah. And old shit now? I know, man. It's really weird. The world is changing. But hey, the thing is, I remember my mom said the same thing about floppy disks. Remember those? Those are the save button for anybody. If there's any Zoomers in here. Yeah, it's the save button. It used to be a real thing. Yeah, the save icon. There you go. I was going to pull it up. I can't find it. That's just so stupid. I saw a little bit about this. What is this here? Cyberpunk RPG 1995. Diversity and unity is now accepted among historical scholars that in the decades before the collapse of America suffered from the sicknesses of racism and cultural identity. Everyone wanted to be seen as special. Every group had to be equal to their to or preferably better than its neighbors, and fought to protect its special rights. If anyone had something that someone else wanted, they were painted as racist, sexist, elitist, or worse. The divisive me-first attitude eventually tore the fabric of American culture. What year? This was 1995? Tore the fabric of American culture apart and caused it to self-destruct in a fireball of competing ideologies, none of which truly recognized each other's validity. Diversity led inexorably toward anarchy. How the fuck did this happen? This is from 1995? I don't even know what to say. It's 1995 in the Cyberpunk verse? Yeah, I don't even know. Sorry to spam, but it came out in the 80s? I have no idea. But this is extremely accurate, I think. Bernie explaining Trump's winning strategy in 2003.
How does the Republican Party do so good? And now I'm going to tell you something
that very few people in Congress would tell you. If you are the
He
Republican
was old as hell 20 years ago.
leadership, and this is what your goals are. Your goals are to give huge tax breaks to the very richest people in this country.
Yeah.
Your goals are ultimately to privatize Social Security so that Wall Street can make money from that.
Big money. Big money.
Privatize Medicare so the insurance companies can make more money. Privatize
Big money.
education. Do away with public schools.
That's right.
If those are your goals and you said that to the American people, you think you get a lot of lower?
No.
There are many members of the Congress today, Republicans, who not only will not raise the minimum wage, which
That's
is
right.
$5.15 an hour. You know what they will tell you, honestly? They believe
$5.15 an hour. It's now $7.15 an hour. It's gotten a lot better.
even abolishing the minimum wage. Did you know that? Check it out. Telling you the truth. So that if Americans can work for $3 an hour or $2 an hour, not a problem.
They do it.
Now, if you had an agenda like that and you went before the American people, tax breaks for the rich, destruction of Medicare, destruction of Social Security as we know it, lowering the minimum wage or abolishing it, how many votes do you think you'd get? Not a whole lot. Maybe the richest 1% would vote for you.
Yeah.
But that's not a lot of votes. So what do I do?
Streamers.
I've got a problem. You package it. How do you package it? And here's, I want you
Blame minorities. Blame Mexicans. Blame black people. Blame women. That's what you have to do.
to pay attention to me.
Yeah.
Because this is bad stuff. I don't mind debating people who say, I was on a Hannity show, Sean Hannity yesterday, and Hannity...
They're eating the cats and dogs.
He loves these tax breaks for the rich and so forth, so we had a little bit of a discussion about that. Actually, it was a loud discussion, matter of fact. But I don't mind people who are upfront about that. Okay, give the rich more tax breaks, we can argue that. But that doesn't win you elections. So this is what you do. What you do is divide people up. When you asked me your question, how do I get elected? I said, I try to bring people together. We fight for women's rights. We support the rights of minorities. We support the rights of workers. We bring the majority of people together. And occasionally, honest people will have differences of opinion. In this room, there will be differences of opinion. But everybody in this room is in agreement that everybody should have health care, right? Question number 2, should we increase funding for education or should we lower funding for education? Raise your hand if you think we should increase funding for education.
Well, ever since then, you want to know what's really funny about this? Speaking of increasing funding for education, I bet the school that he did this in is probably still using those desks. I remember, y'all ever go to a school and you get like your textbook and like the year is, I don't know, like for me, I graduated in 2008. So like, let's say it's 2007 and you turn to the end of the textbook and it says looking forward towards the future. And it's a picture of Bill Clinton. And you see people in the front that have their name on it, and it's like 76, 82. What the hell? Bro, isn't this your dad? Like, no, it's my grandfather. You guys ever had this happen? Oh, man.
Okay, you're on the side of the vast majority of Americans. Okay. So
It's a
on
time
those
capsule,
issues,
yeah.
we bring people together. Now, what do the Republicans try to do? And they use it in what we call, kind of language that they don't, not upfront about. What do? We divide people up by races. Affirmative action becomes one issue.
Yep.
All them black people are getting the jobs that we white people used to have.
I didn't say it. Y'all can't even clip that one out of context. People do that, by the way. They'll clip me completely out of context. Like, I'll just paraphrase what somebody else says, and they'll like post it on Twitter, and somebody will like, he said that? What?
Split people, working class, white against black. Instead of working together to create decent jobs for all. Those uppity women now, they want the right to choose. We'll split people on the abortion issue. We'll split people.
Crazy. This was 21 years ago. The same thing happened again. Oh my God. Women are getting uppity. Yeah.
People up on the gun issue. We'll split people up on religious issues. You follow what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you split people up And then they end up, if you're a middle-class person, voting against your own interests, and the rich go laughing all the way to the bank. Okay?
He's right. He's right about everything.
And they very often play white workers off against everybody else.
Exactly.
And we try to bring people together to say, look, we're all in this boat together, whether you're black or white, whether you're Hispanic, whether you're Muslim, whatever you may be. Everybody needs health care. How do we create a health care system that works for all people, not divide?
It's crazy how, yeah, everybody does need health care. Yeah, it's true. But, like, yeah, man, wow. Isn't that something? It's a bit outdated. The Democrats are the ones that split everyone up. I think that both parties have weaponized identity politics for my entire life. Like, it's been going on forever. Like, it's definitely reached a fever pitch, for sure. Absolutely. It's, like, at its peak. But it's always been going on like this. It takes two to tango.
People up. Everybody knows that the kids, young people, do not make it into the middle class unless they have a decent college education. So how do we make college education accessible?
You have to also keep in mind that Bernie's not necessarily advocating, like he caucuses with Democrats, but if you saw at the beginning of this, he had an I next to Vermont. That means he's running as an independent.
To all people, not an expensive proposition, a tiny, tiny fraction of
so
the
it's not like he's
president's tax
advocating
rates
for
the rich,
Democrats
if
here.
we put into financial aid, would make sure that every young person in this country could go to college without going deeply into debt. You know what? The vast majority of the people support us. But in order to do that, we've got to bring everybody together. And many of these, not all, and I'm not here to disparage all Republicans. Some very decent people happen to be conservative. I respect that. But some people who I don't respect will play off women against men, black against white. Oh, the gay issue, very, very big issue. Okay? Straight against gay, right? We're all supposed to hate gay people. So we split that group up.
Yeah. Huh.
And then the argument, some of
We're
us are
trying
not
to make me
patriotic.
gay,
We had
too.
concerns about the war in Iraq. I voted against giving the president authority to the war in Iraq. Well, that makes us unpatriotic. We hate America.
It's really kind of hard. Like, so if you want to imagine how America was in the early 2000s after September 11th, imagine Helldivers 2. That's it. That's the end of the sentence.
Divide those things up. And that's how they succeed. And they succeed with the help of the media. Because the media will not talk about how, in a sense, the common problems that Americans face and how we bring people together. And that's what I believe. I believe that on issues like everybody in this room thinks, I think, that instead of giving tax breaks to the rich, we should increase federal aid to education. Anyone disagree with that? Well, you know what? Most Americans agree with that. All of you think that every American should be entitled to health care. I suspect most of you think we should not have a trade policy which allows corporations.
The problem isn't that people aren't entitled to healthcare. It's that it puts them out of, because like if you go to the emergency room and they have to serve you, the problem is that the debt from medical care destroys people's lives, which is like, it's a little bit different, but it's basically the same thing. It's like a little nuance there.
To throw American workers out on the street and run to China. Most Americans agree with that. And our job is to bring people together on common interest. And some of these extreme right-wing people, you watch the issues that they talk about. Affirmative action they use to divide. The issue of abortion they use to divide. The issue of guns they use to divide. And our job is to say, let's focus on basic economic issues. How do we expand the middle class? This is a great country. Why is it the average American is working longer hours for low wages than 30 years ago?
And we had it so good back then.
Let's talk about that.
It was so much better.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go. And guy could have won in 2016. Yeah, I think so too. I went to the ER for high blood pressure, signed up to Molina, and I didn't even get a bill. Yeah, for sure. He just makes statements as if everyone agrees with him. Well, I think that in a lot of these cases, everybody does agree with him, actually. And if you look at opinion polls, and if you look at these issues without them being attached to a candidate, the majority of people do, in fact, agree with him. Yeah, he has good points. Yeah, and also, no, not really. I mean, look it up. Look it up. I mean, it's not hard. Right? He's saying what we want. Yeah, of course. Nothing said's unreasonable. Absolutely. The brainlet's in here, 80% of Americans are wrong. Well, you can say, I mean, there's plenty of things that I think 80% of people are wrong on, right? Absolutely. But that doesn't mean that it's not the majority, right? I'm not arguing whether it's true or not. I'm saying this is what the majority of people think, and there's the fucking evidence for it. Yeah, absolutely. Americans are so dumb that free healthcare is odd to them. It's the norm in most of the world. Oh, yeah. No, I think that Americans have I don't know, like, I feel like in order to, like, explain that kind of a problem, you have to go through, like, 5 different levels of complication, right? Because it's, like, it's a social thing, it's a cultural thing, it's a, like, economic thing. Like, there's a lot to it, right? It's not free. Bernie has horrible ideas. I don't agree with every single thing that Bernie's ever said, but I think that he says a lot of things that I do agree with, and I think that's fine. You don't, just because you like what somebody says doesn't mean that you like everything that somebody says. I think that, like, we really probably should try to get away from the idea that when you say one person has a good idea, that doesn't mean that every idea that they have is true or good. So that's the way I see it. Is there anyone here in chat that thinks healthcare shouldn't be free? Well, I think that really the argument against it is that it will raise taxes a lot, which is true. It will raise taxes a lot. For me, I mean, as somebody who pays a lot of taxes, I'm fine with that. That's okay. But obviously, it's, you know, not the same for everybody else, of course. So, yeah. Let me see what the rest is. Going through my collection, I figured out what Persians looked like before DEI. Oh, my God. Yes, that's true. I remember seeing this original game. I'm like, wait, the Prince of Persia is a white blonde guy? Like, wait, what? Yeah, I don't know. But I guess, yeah, sure. There it is. The original Prince of Persia. Oh, my God. Who's a fan of Arcane here? What is this? Nexus Mods is completely corrupted to the core. Anyone know why the Male V and Judy romance mod was shut down? Seems odd to limit player choices in an RPG. So this has been a problem that, It's been a problem that Nexus Mods has had for a while. And basically what the problem is that they exercise editorial control over different mods that are out. So, like, for example, if there's a mod that gets rid of, like, trans flags or it gets rid of gay flags, like there was one for Spider-Man, and they got rid of the mod. I don't think that they should exercise that editorial control unless it is sexualizing underage characters or doing something that is like blatant copyright infringement or something like that. Other than that, I think that they should let people do whatever they want to do. I think they make a huge mistake by exercising control over that because, like, what happens is that when they exercise control over it, what that does is it provides a frame of reference of what's acceptable for them not to ban, right? Because if they can show what they do ban, it also indirectly shows what they don't ban. And so it puts them in a bad position if a mod gets put up there and it's problematic. It's kind of like a lot of people blame, you know, like, I don't know, different, like, subreddits and stuff like that, different, like, things like, oh, random people posting. But I think that the more that you have an open space, the less blame that you can actually put on the people that are running it. So, yeah. When you factor in economy of scale, it'd be a lot cheaper than private insurance. Yeah, sure. They removed the Netflix-inspired Siri look, which changed her skin to dark. I have no idea whether they did or not. I think that race swapping or anything like that, this is a moral issue, right? It's totally a moral issue, and I don't think that Nexus mods should be making decisions on moral issues for their users. That's really what it should be up to the user. If you don't like the mod, don't use it. It's very simple. What is this?
Let this be the hour when we draw swords together.
To be honest, I thought this was going to be an election meme. I'm surprised. He upped the RPG on him. What is this? Home invaders flee after RPG surprise. Oh.
On Saturday, this video went viral on social media of 28-year-old Dominicus driving home to his Calabasas home, where 2 unidentified men in ski masks were waiting to rob him.
Ooh.
Little did they know what would happen next would make them think twice. Picked robbers quickly fled the scene shortly after, knowing not to come back again.
Man. Big Lad, yeah, there you fucking go. It's probably fake. Of course it's probably fake, but it's still funny. What is this here? Drama Alert needs to get community noted with all their drama causing? I mean, really, you're surprised that Drama Alert is posting about drama? Wow, what a fucking shocker. 5-year-old me looking for the R3 button on my controller. That was 3 weeks ago, year-old me. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't know that. When I played Sparking Zero, that was kind of embarrassing, huh? Remember what they took for you? A beefy 5-layer burrito, $5.36. Holy fuck. I hate how divided everything feels after the election. Yeah, I guess we'll look at this and maybe a couple other ones. Oh my... Oh my god. Commander Keen, right? Or is this Pitfall? I don't remember which one it is. There was one that looked just like this. It was Commander Keen. Pitfall? Okay. Fuck, because there was another one that was just like that. I think the other one you went the other direction. I don't remember exactly. Let me see here. Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 will be released just a few days before the new Assassin's Creed. It makes me a little bit nervous, but it will be interesting to see if a smaller company with a hardcore old school RPG could compete with a corporate product for modern audience. What do you think? Also, no de novo. So I think people, like most people, are probably going to play both of them, right? I mean, like, I'll probably play both of them. Like, I didn't know it's coming out so fucking soon. Holy shit. Oh my god. That's crazy. Yeah, I guess so. Based? I think so. What is this here? Androgyny pattern baldness is known to occur in male pattern lions. Oh. That's exactly how I feel. I hope you know that. That's exactly how I fucking feel. There it is. Stellar Blade. Oh, finally. We've got some good content. Man. God damn. So you can give her different hairstyles and everything? Fuck. Oh. That's good. That's real good. Holy shit. You know what the best thing about this is? This game is coming out on PC soon. It's so perfect. Yeah, this is really, really crazy. I feel like everybody could have pretty much expected this to happen, right? I mean, like, let's be honest. Buying a PS5 Pro right now, well, it's going to be on PC soon, so you shouldn't have to worry too much about it. So, yeah, this game is going to be, I think, really popular. I don't know why, but I've got a feeling about it. Armed gang invades McDonald's. Oh, shit. Oh, shit. Really? Let me see if I can find this. And see if I can find it over here. I will watch. This is crazy. Apparently, migrant gangs are taking over, like, New York. I wonder how true this is. But I want to watch some of this stuff first, and then we'll move on to the rest of it. And what is this? Ori director says Dragon Age the Veilguard writing is terrible and feels dehumanized. Oh god. Oh god, we're gonna read it. We're gonna fucking read it. I grew up in the 80s. Even as a young boy back then, I always thought TV shows were low-effort trash. Because every show back then was trying to be as politically correct as possible. Every show was about happy families, always trying to paint a perfect picture. Always trying to be careful to not talk about anything that could be seen in the slightest as controversial. Then The Simpsons and Fresh Prince of Bel-Air dropped, and that stuff suddenly felt radical, because every now and then the writers on these shows dared to approach subjects that were real. And whenever they tried that, it resulted in the episodes that were memorable. Yep, exactly. And we all, the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, the one with, like, his real dad, Oh, God. And I'd like to think that it's because the writers managed to put some of their own experiences in there. Then, in the late 90s, The Sopranos dropped, and suddenly it was clear that TV shows didn't have to be trash. That episodic format could be used to give even more insight into characters, their trials and tribulations, etc. And it kept going from that point on. And now we saw more and more TV shows that delivered excellent drama, like The Wire, Breaking Bad, etc., etc. Looking at games now, it's clear that we've been moving back to the Stone Age of political correctness. Interesting and true to draw people into that world that you created and that is the best that you can come up with. Oh, right. Okay, there we go. Your job as a writer is to write things that are heartfelt, interesting, and true. To draw people into that world that you created, and if this is the best that you can come up with, you shouldn't be a writer in the first place. I hate to sound so harsh, because I'm sure some of these people had the best intentions in mind, but this is what happens when art is created by amateurs. When you have to walk on eggshells and don't dare to approach difficult subjects, you end up with bland and bad product instead of art. Always approach writing from a human angle first. Draw from your own experiences and dare to approach subjects that some people might consider risky, because oftentimes the magic happens when we're okay with making ourselves vulnerable. Yeah, I thought it sucked too. Yeah, I thought it sucked a big dick. Yeah, that was pretty bad. Yeah. Yeah, true. True, yeah. That's right. Oh my God. Big one, that? Yeah, this is so fucking true. I completely agree with everything he's saying. Absolutely. And, yeah, exactly. It gets me as 3 dialogue choices almost always boil down time. I wholeheartedly agree with you and you have my full support. I sarcastically agree with you and you have my full support. I sternly agree with you and you have my full support. Yeah, it's just people that are allergic to negativity, right? It's just, again, like, it's like what Skill Up said, where it's like every bit of dialogue feels like HR is in the room at the same time. That's exactly the way that that game felt. It is. The problem is they don't have any interesting life experience. Well, what do you mean? What happened? They had the interesting life experience where, like, their dad kicked them out of the house at, like, age 26 because they kept, they kept ordering fursuits with their, with the parents' credit card. So, yeah, no, I'm sure, they've had a couple of interesting experiences. They're just not ones that anybody wants to relate to. I think that's the difference. Toxic positivity. Yeah, clearly. And what's this? Kingdom. I will watch this eventually. I haven't gotten around to it, but I will. And what is this? Wish there was more accountability held for the news. Been watching a lot of shows like MSNBC, and it got me thinking to how much they push fear seemingly without any regulation or accountability. So many people have taken their lives due to the election, and I feel like there's a large shred of responsibility in these left-wing media platforms making people fear for their lives, when in reality it's just them trying to keep their positions of power and authority. I don't want to see regulations for something like this, but I do want to see protections be removed. So basically, the big problem with media right now is that media is operating on a double standard. Media has extra controls and extra ways that they skirt accountability with things like defamation, but they also have privileges, but they're also using those privileges as a way to push information and push news that's misleading. So I don't want to see their freedom of speech be impeded, but I do want to see their freedom from accountability be impeded, because I think that's really where the problems are coming from. I think the same thing about social media too. Social media is operating under tremendous economic and, governmental and regulatory privilege. They have extra reasons why, oh no, it's not your fault, you can exist, etc. There's zero accountability with alternative media though. Well, I don't think that, I'm very confused. So, obviously there is, by the way, because Alex Jones got sued for, $1 billion, right? By, the Sandy Hook victims. So, that's not true, but let's assume that it is. I think the big issue here is that the media companies have a privilege, and they misuse that privilege to spread misinformation. That's the big issue. I'm sure we can sue you. Yeah, sure. The guy crying on YouTube not to unsub. Oh, David Pakman. Yeah, I remember that. They're spreading lies that people believe to be true. Definitely needs to be regulated. No, I don't think so. Should lying be against the law? No, I don't think so. Unless, like, you're trying to sell something and you're saying, like, oh, yeah, this is going to cure you, and it won't. But then, no, I don't think lying should be against the law. I think that, like, we should be very careful whenever we try to make laws and make rules that regulate what people can and can't say and do. That's extremely, extremely dangerous. And so, yeah, that's my personal opinion on it. I understand a lot of people are frustrated, but I think it's very fair to look at it that way. Because once you take something away, it's very hard to get it back. Look at the Patriot Act. I hate how divided everything feels after the election. I don't really know where to post this, because if I go to a dedicated sub, it'll just be biased or I'll be banned, knowing how some are. We can see how extreme both sides are. I don't really know if it's true, but the loud minority here I'm seeing online will also never be able to compare how the right would have reacted if they had lost this time. I don't know about that, but okay. But man, everything feels so divided. You have the left calling for 4B movement. No, it's like, that's like 15, no, probably like more like 150 fucking like just psychotic feminists doing this. That's not a normal group of people, right? Like shaving your head and shit like this. This is deranged behavior. Deporting people, no contact family and friends, and the other thing. Maybe it's because I'm seeing posts of the worst of it. The right, well, they won and they're the ones posting. I just hate how divided everything feels. You can't have a rational breakdown of what happened during the election and why people chose what they choose. I've seen this a lot. People have been critical of my videos about it. And also, like, by the way, I'm going to just suck my own dick for a couple of seconds here. So if you just look right here on the YouTube channel, we've really been uploading. We've been putting out a lot of really popular videos for the election, and like a lot of these have like over 1 million views, etc. Like this has been fucking crazy, the amount of people that have been watching this and like getting involved with it. So YouTube channel, things have really been leveling up and really popping off. And so everybody that's been watching all these and you know, supporting and everything, it's been fucking amazing. So yeah, and you know, editors are gods, we all know that. But yeah. And so a lot of people have been super positive about the election coverage. And I think that one of the reasons why I think a lot of people watch my videos about it is because I don't, at least I hope I don't present things in a one-dimensional way, right? I really try not to do that. Obviously, like, you know, there's going to be things that get lost in translation with anything, but I do try to look at things from like an honest, genuine perspective. You present it with logic, I try to, right? Everybody makes mistakes, but that is at least what my stated goal is. So yeah. In reality, I feel like most people are in the middle and you have to choose a party that aligns most with your views each election. Yeah, that's true. Like, you're either choosing the party that aligns 10% with your views or 15% with your views. That's usually what happens. Every election can swing either party for me, and you just have to give some things up because they're both so extreme now. I don't know, man. I just needed to rant because every post has been so political, and hopefully we can get past this and get back to normal until next election. You're going to see a lot of the political discourse get elevated until, I would say, probably the middle of next year. I think that after that happens, after we get to that point, everything will have already kind of happened. It will already be a known entity, and that's it. How's Trump extreme? Well, like, I would say, like, some points of extreme behavior with Trump are, you know, saying that the election was rigged on a mass scale. I think that's pretty extreme. I think also getting rid of the Department of Education is pretty extreme. Mass deportations for all illegal aliens is pretty extreme. And this is also, keep in mind, this is extreme inside of an Overton window. So you might not think that this is extreme, but for what our current culture is, it is extreme. Absolutely. And so there's that. And then there's one more. I'm thinking, why am I not thinking of the biggest example I was going to use? Oh my God. Right. Removing birthright citizenship from the 14th Amendment. That is an extreme position. It is absolutely an extreme position. Now, you might agree with that position. That's fine. But I think you can acknowledge that it is extreme. That's a big one? Yes, it is. It is an extreme opinion. That's all. It's extreme and I agree with it? Sure, right? Sure. That's fine. Birthright's still a thing? Yeah, it is. The fact that, that it's extreme is dumb? Well, over 70 million people agreed with you, right? That's my point. So yeah, absolutely. It's in nearly every case, if you turn the internet off, you probably won't even know what's happening in your town, city. Yeah, true. Where the hell is Biden on this ballot? What is going on? Oh. These damn machines. Yeah, no, you're right about that. There's a large amount of people that have been suppressed and now feel vindicated to finally have a victory. I definitely sympathize with you, though. I think we need less division, tribalism, and polarization. Yeah, I think so, too. I'm hoping that people don't get carried away and overcorrect the pendulum. Your body, my choice. I'm sure that won't happen. Oh, no. Yeah. I wonder. Suppressed now? Well, suppressed on social media and also by, I would say, establishment media. Yeah, I think that's happened for sure. Imagine a day where no one has citizenship. You have to earn it like Starship Troopers. I haven't seen that movie in so long. I don't remember a lot of it about. Okay, here we go. Migrants flood NYC to avoid Trump deportations. Oh, boy. This is crazy. Oh, my God. Is this AI? Like, what the fuck? Just a second, sorry. Okay, let's take a look at it. Actually, before I do, I'm gonna use the bathroom. Looks like the day after tomorrow. I was thinking of World War Z, but yeah, sure, that would work too. All right. We gonna get into it. My state, what a shit show. Yep. All right, let's get to it. Mostly peaceful? Are they really? Well, that's good.
Fox News is projecting former President Donald Trump has won the 2024 presidential election.
As of now, Fox News projecting Trump currently has 277 electoral college votes.
So, Trump won the election, and that's going to come as a big surprise to most of New York, which voted 55% in favor of Vice President Harris. But even though Trump won, many progressive policies heavily supported in New York City itself, like liberal immigration laws, go against the platform he got elected on and may govern from. Which means that some really strange things are going to start happening here, especially concerning the asylum crisis.
Look what happened. Is this crazy?
President-elect Trump celebrating victory in the
Mr. President, what are your thoughts on getting elected to president? Again, that's crazy.
Presidential race.
This was about 20 minutes ago. The AP declared Trump the winner over Vice President Kamala Harris.
Too loud?
The greatest
comeback in American political history. I mean, we've never seen anything like this.
With the arrival of more than 200,000 migrants to the Big Apple, New York City has spent more than $5 billion on the migrant crisis.
New York and New Jersey, blue states, how might these election results be felt in our area?
That's the story of the whole election, is that Donald Trump did better in Democratic areas than he did last time around.
A new warning about a dangerous Venezuelan...
I think that makes sense. There's a lot of people that have the perception that a lot of these policies, especially with like illegal immigrants and stuff, there's a lot of people who view those, they view them negatively, and they also think that this is a result of Democrat policies. And so they're going to be the ones that are the most affected by them.
Prison gang making deeper inroads in the U.S. The Department of Homeland Security says members of the notorious Tren de Aragua gang are increasingly drawn to sanctuary cities.
I mentioned how President-elect Trump outperformed his 2020 numbers, even in blue areas. Let's put a finer point on that. In 2020, he lost New Jersey by about 16 points. This year, he lost New Jersey by about 5 points.
So I would expect that Democrats are going to continue to try and...
It's like if you go around and like you're driving around and there's basically, you got, look, I mean, you got these hobos around here building rust bases everywhere. You got people cracked out trying to get one of those like little robots to like trying to hump a robot like that. It's weird, bro. You got the zombies splayed out on the fucking street. No, you don't. Fent zombies. Yeah, bro. People, that's gonna scare people.
Run to the right, they're going to try and run to the middle, and they're going to try and be the moderate or centrist party. But they got some more cut out for them, because I think many people tie the Democrats to the far left.
Yeah, true.
So Donald Trump has defied the odds and become president of this country once again. But what nobody's talking about is that this totally changes New York City's relationship with our federal government, and it's going to have a massive impact on immigration, but not in the way most people think. Because in many ways, New York City is and remains the focal point of the asylum crisis here in America. And when this crisis first began, Mayor Adams was initially receptive to the idea of thousands of folks coming here to seek a better life. But after thousands came, thousands more decided to do the exact same thing. And as of right now, we've got over 212,000 people.
Are these migrants, or are these just people that live in New York? Like, I don't even know.
Come to New York, fleeing poverty, seeking the American dream. And because of New York City's generous right to shelter rules, everyone's been offered a free place to stay, which is great because it's kept families from having to live out on the street. Yeah. But it hasn't exactly been sustainable, which is why many of those same families are now
It's going to make people mad because there are people that can't afford to live in a house, and then these people are getting a house paid for. And if you're a citizen and they're giving a house, or they're giving basically like giving housing, some form of housing, like I know it's not maybe a house in every case, probably not in New York, but they're providing housing to people that aren't even citizens, that's going to make you mad. I mean, I'm shocked that this is even, how is this a mystery to anyone? It's like, I mean, I feel like if you can't figure out why this is going to cause problems, you're dumb. Like, I don't know what else to say. There's homeless vets who fought in our country, and these guys get free housing. That's horrendous. Exactly, right? Yeah. And I think that's the way that a lot of people see it, for sure.
Evicted from New York's shelter system. And since that shelter system isn't helping people get jobs, many of these folks are just as homeless now as they were before they moved in, and they certainly haven't achieved the American dream, which was the whole...
We have this in Austin, by the way. Like, my personal opinion is I don't really mind the rust bases. I kind of find them interesting to see the kind of stuff that they put together. Like, there's one guy, and like he sits... I don't know how this happened, but he got a lazy boy, and he took it to like an intersection, and he just has the lazy boy. You know how like sometimes there's like two roads, and there'll be like a green like area of grass in the middle, like a what's it called, like a mid lane or whatever the fuck it is. Well, he has a lazy boy in the middle of that, right? A median. Yeah, there you go. It's a median. He has a lazy boy right on top of it, and all around him are beer bottles. right? And people just give this guy money every fucking day. Every fucking day. He just sits out there on the lazy boy drinking, and people are just giving him money just one after another. I've seen people give him tons of... I was in a McDonald's drive-thru. I probably watched him make $100 while I was sitting there. It was crazy. So, I mean, to me, I find it to be... And I know it's not, like, really a good thing, but I do find it to be kind of amusing to see the kind of stuff that they do. Just like streamers who beg. Yeah, he's probably making more money than streamers are.
Point of this process. But the real reason a Donald Trump presidential victory represents a huge challenge for New York is because this is still a sanctuary city. And as such, it's going to continue to be a destination, not just for people wishing to emigrate to America, but also for people who want to come here because they can hide from federal immigration authorities. And as you're about to see, New York City could soon become one of the last places in America where folks at odds with our nation's laws will be able to stay. And with pockets
that's not really going to happen. Like, I mean, realistically, I mean, the federal government is always going to overrule. Like, I mean, they have jurisdiction over this stuff. So it's not like they can tell the federal government no. So, yeah, it's just not going to happen.
Gang activity spreading across our country already, not just in New York, but in other places like Colorado and Texas. There exists the possibility that New York City, with its sanctuary doors wide open, will still see continued migration, not from well-meaning individuals, but from those who have a criminal past and the desire for a crime-filled future. Which is bad news, not just for New Yorkers, but also for the 65,000 asylum seekers still living here.
I did the other thing. That's a lot. 65,000. Damn.
So here we are, Trump Tower. That's the front entrance. It's about 12 o'clock the day after the election. And it's not too crazy. No protesters, nothing wild, no megaphones, no crowds. But some people here might start doing that once the new president takes over and starts doing...
They did. They did it the first time. They did after he got elected, like a day or two after. And then they're going to do it again.
Things that they disagree with.
New York and New Jersey, blue states, how might these election results be felt in our area?
In New York, there's actually a number of congressional seats that seem to have gone from Republican to Democrat. And right now, that's the last chance the Democrats have to hold on to any of the House. They lost the Senate, they lost the presidency. So that could be a big deal nationally.
So according to the official results, as a state, New York voted 55% in favor of Vice President Harris. New York is not a state that voted for President Trump. For reference, in 2016, Hillary Clinton won New York State with 59% of the vote. And President
Biden... It is kind of crazy that the one state that he's from has the least amount of people that vote for him. I mean, you got to ask yourself, why is that?
Biden outperformed Hillary, winning over 60% of the vote in New York. Which means that even though Donald Trump may have won a stunning victory, and even though this may be one of the greatest political comebacks of all time, he didn't win New York at all. He lost. He lost by just about as much as he always loses. And what that means is many of the people here do...
I would say going from 59... like loss of 59.5 to 55, that's a huge increase. That's like half. Like you effectively cut you cut your losses in half this time. It's massive, yeah.
Not want Trump laws, they do not want Trump policies, they do not want to see him govern on the platform that he ran upon, that's for sure. And as a sanctuary city, New York itself...
That's not the way it works. It's like when Obama was president, like, Texas has to do what Obama says because he's the fucking president. Biden's president, they have to do what the fuck Biden says because he's the president. Like, it's just... What are we talking about? It's just such a stupid way to look at things. Like, it's the United States of America. We had a whole war over this. It's crazy that people think this.
Already exists in opposition somewhat to federal laws it doesn't like, and it's been doing that for all 4 years of the past presidential administration, which many say is the reason the asylum crisis here looks the way it does. Remember, this all started here back in 2022, and it really started growing in 2023, and we've still got around 65,000 individuals living in our shelter system, which is supposed to be helping them become sufficient, but is failing in that mission because it's not part of a greater purpose of actually connecting these people with jobs and the future many of them were promised when they moved in. Instead, all our shelter system has really provided people with is the opportunity to fill out asylum paperwork and not much else. However, our right to shelter rules, they're not going away anytime soon. Those were not on our recent ballots. That was not something that's been voted on. And even if a new president does come in and close our borders completely, there are still thousands of people in this country right now with legal permission to be here waiting for their asylum cases to play out. Yep. And unfortunately, there are also quite a few people in this country that have ties to dangerous criminal organizations. We're talking at least 600 known associates of a dangerous Venezuelan gang. Tren de Aragua is the name of it, which started in a prison in that country a few years ago. And that gang is now here. There have been reports of gang members living in some of the city's own funded shelters that are supposed to help.
Why don't they just, if they have gang members, why don't they just ask the federal government for, like, I don't know, the National Guard or like some sort of assistance to like get rid of them? Like, why they even let it happen? I don't get it. Yeah, optics? It's just weird, bro. Like, it's so weird. I mean, the thing is, like, look at El Salvador. Bro, that guy turned shit around. You know, he has over an 80% approval rating. I think it's like 86% too.
Asylum seekers, creating a situation here that's not only very bad for the people the asylum crisis is named after because they can't actually get the help they need or achieve anything if gang members with weapons control where they live and exploit them, but this is also a potential problem for New York because of how popular Donald Trump now is on a national level. He didn't just win an electoral victory, he also won the popular vote. It's very likely that he could govern on what he ran on, and some in New York may see this as an opportunity to oppose that by doubling down on sanctuary type policies that don't actually help people who really need it.
While we're speaking of New York and New Jersey, are you surprised to see the actual total numbers? Usually these are obviously tried and true blue states.
That's the story of the whole election, is that Donald Trump did better in Democratic areas than he did last time around. And it wasn't an enormous...
I think one form of messaging that's really worked very well is that it's the messaging that the problems that you have economically and with like, illegal immigration or with migrants or whatever are a result of Democrat policies and Democrats. So you're going to have a lot of people that are feeling like the squeeze of like inflation or whatever. I think that the message has been conveyed effectively that it's the fault of the Democrats. Whether you agree whether it is or not, I think that is the prevailing consensus that many people have. And I think that's why a lot of people voted the other way. Do you think part of the reasoning for these immigrants from Democrat cities was to groom them as Democrat voters? I think that's a big component, yeah. I think that if all of the people coming in, the illegal immigrants coming in, were, let's say, maybe from Russia that were extremely conservative, I bet Democrats would have a much bigger problem with it. Absolutely. Yeah, so, like, I mean, of course, that's a subtext. Do I think that's the main reason? Maybe, maybe not, right? But I do think that if they had opposite political affiliation, you wouldn't see as much support for it as you do now.
Changed most of the places. It was 2 or 3 percentage points, but the race and the electorate is so divided that that's all.
So the key word, unfortunately, here is division. New York is
Somebody said Latinos are conservative as fuck. I understand that, but you understand that, like, the way that they voted this election was an anomaly. Because for many, many years, this has been the prevailing thinking. Yeah, they found out. Latinos are also not monolithic. Yeah, there's actually that too.
So the key word, unfortunately, here is division. New York is very divided from how many states and many voters feel about our upcoming new president. And that's probably only going to become even more apparent as 2025 rolls around and he takes office for the second time. And even though the asylum crisis as a whole may change with less people entering the country through ports of entry or through the borders, it is ridiculous to think that cities like New York with progressive leaders won't rise up in opposition to that in some some way, potentially passing policies that don't exactly make the asylum crisis better, even though they claim to. Like our right to shelter policy, which doesn't actually help people. Yes, it lets you move into a former hotel or into one of the gigantic tents out on Randall's Island, but it just does that. It's not actually helping people get on their feet and achieve the American dream, yet it exists. And it's something Republicans complain about, so maybe more of that will keep happening, even though it's not.
I've been seeing a lot more squirrels ever since Trump won. I don't know. Maybe it's a coincidence. Maybe not. I've been seeing way more squirrels.
Actually benefiting the very people who move into those shelters. Again, these are dangerous environments in many cases. Police are banned from going inside of them because this is a sanctuary city. So our local law enforcement that has plenty of resources to keep...
I find it to be absolutely outrageous that the police are banned from being able to accurately uphold the law. I don't understand what kind of brain rot, brain dead, dumb fuck decision it is to make it to where they can't go in and enforce the legal laws, but somehow people have convinced themselves into believing this is a good thing. It's astonishing to me.
The president's safe with all these checkpoints and stuff over here. They're not allowed to go into our shelters and patrol them looking for people who might be breaking the law. They're only allowed in if they've got a warrant for a specific individual. And what this does is this creates places that are more akin to like a minimum security prison because you've got gang members who are actually in charge in there, not law enforcement, not the city.
And like if you were a gang, like I'd probably try and do the same thing, right? Because like if you can get in there and get a bunch of these people to like commit crime for you and do shit for you really cheap because they're like not really from here, yeah, it's a huge, massive advantage. Absolutely, sure. Like a lot of the guys in like these gangs, like they're not stupid. Like they might be like psychopaths or they might be sociopaths or they might be criminals, but they're not stupid people.
And this is not hyperbole either. It's out there for everyone who wants to see and look at it. New York's sanctuary status is actually aiding people who aren't here to help anybody but themselves in an illegal manner. And these are the results of bad policies, not because the asylum seekers themselves are bad, absolutely not, but because bad people are allowed to take advantage of laws that aren't protecting those who really need it. But sadly, the right to shelter system will probably remain in its current state, not actually doing anything to help people. And some here will brag about it as a badge of pride because in their minds they're resisting tyranny and
we're helping, and meanwhile there's just a bunch of Haitians living in a tent indefinitely. Yeah, you're helping, for sure. Great, they're resisting.
Standing up for democracy against a president.
It reminds me of like the South Park episode where they flew the whale to the moon.
They dislike. And with 55% of the state voting the way that they have pretty much in every other presidential election, the politics of New Yorkers as a whole aren't realigning, even though some political analysts are predicting that there will be a movement towards the center from those who may have previously been associated with left-leaning policies.
I think that most people that, like, as soon as they're negatively impacted by this migration or immigration, they will immediately swap over to the other party and immediately vote for it. Because, like, if you look at this in like a meta level, a lot of the reasons why people are racist is because they had a negative personal experience of the race that they don't like. So, like, you don't like black people. Why do you not like black people? Well, you had a bad experience with a black person. It's like, oh, you don't like Hispanics? Okay, well, why? Well, you had a bad experience with a Hispanic person, right? Think about how many women hate men. You don't really hate men. You just hate your ex-boyfriend who was mean to you. Or your dad. Or both. Shaped by media? It's built up by media, sure.
Do you see change coming to how people run elections now going forward, even next November?
So, one of the interesting things is that I can use the New Jersey 7th congressional district as an example. The candidate, the Democrat, she was very, very progressive and very, very left. She tried to run to the middle and didn't get there fast enough, and she lost. So I would expect that Democrats are going to continue to try and run to the right. They're going to try and run to the middle, and they're going to...
Yeah, nothing that New York City does in the near future is going to change any of that. I don't think there's going to be much of a realignment here at all, and that's because many of our notable elected officials were able to win by landslide margins without changing anything. And Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, she won 70-30, which means she was more popular in her own district than Vice President Harris was on a state level. And she's going to be on...
Which makes sense. I mean, to be fair, it makes sense. Because also, like, there could be very, very clearly, she's like a well-known person now. You know, she's been in politics now for like over 5 years. She's very young. People talk about her a lot. And so it could be also that she ran against a moron, right? There's also that factor too. She's a well-known meme. Yeah, a lot of people know her. And she's hot. Yeah, she is. That's also true.
A lot of pressure because as Donald Trump starts his second presidential term and starts doing things, there won't be too many progressive voices of opposition if people start moderating like they very well may in other parts of the country. Many of our local progressive leaders will be looked at as the voice of reason, and local progressives probably aren't going to change their positions on anything from immigration to inflation to jobs to taxes. Nope. And as far as local politics here goes, I don't think you're going to have this running to the center, so to speak. It might actually be the opposite. You may have people take more extreme positions than they did in the past because there is so much national progressive pressure.
I think if that happens, it's just going to alienate more people. And then by the time the next election comes around, assuming it's a person that like kind of goes with the same type of like value system that Trump did, I could see Republicans being even closer to winning. Yeah, because like the thing is that every single time that a lot of people are very generous with other people's time and other people's money, but the moment that these things affect them on a personal level, that's when things start to change. And so the moment that people feel like they're being negatively affected by migration, they'll immediately go against it because they don't really care about the politics of it or the ideal of it. They just care about like sounding good, but all of that goes completely in the garbage the moment that their personal well-being is in threat. Alienate who? They reelected AOC again? Well, yeah, because she's not the one that's going to do that. She has nothing to do with the deportations or anything like that. That's Trump.
But it can only go to those who still hold views that are in direct opposition to what people in many parts of the country, including swing states, voted against. And there's going to be a lot of people in New York who see their beliefs as a counterbalance to what they think is a problem for America. And there's still a large portion of the traditional media world that is very upset with this Trump victory. Up until election night, he wasn't supposed to win this thing. He was actually down in polling. That slowly started to change.
I don't think he was down in polling. I think all polls are rigged. I think they're total bullshit. I don't know why anybody would believe the polls.
After the votes came in and were counted, but 538, that's what the most reputable polling thing out there. Well, that guy, Nate Silver, he's thrown out his model saying that it doesn't accurately predict elections, and he was supposed to be one of the most accurate. But hopefully something can be done to help the actual asylum seekers, because we've still got 65,000 of them living in shelters, and they're not being prepared in any way to reach for what New York said they were going to get when they moved in. Many of them are now so homeless that they're living.
We're helping. Guys, look at us. We're helping.
In tents outside of the shelters where they moved into, and they have to do that because they have to go back to the shelters to get their mail, and the mail contains their asylum information. So we'll have to see what happens with that. We've still got a very big humanitarian crisis on our hands here in New York, and it's a problem that's probably not going to get fixed through political stuff. Because
that's actually really sad. I'm going to be honest, because it's going to kill a lot of them. I bet it will. Fuck, man, that sucks. Man. Yeah, 0 below winter? Yeah, that's really sad.
That's what brought it here. It needs to start helping actual people. But what do you think about that? How would you go about fixing New York City's asylum crisis? And do you think that a lot of people are going to be asked to leave the country? Do you think many asylum applications are going to get denied? Do you think New York is going to see more migration from folks who may have been told to leave the country and don't want to and come here specifically because this is a sanctuary city? And how is that going to impact the legitimate goals of real asylum seekers, who are the vast majority of these folks to begin with? Let me know what you think. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next video.
Well, I think like I really like this guy. You know, he makes videos a lot about like New York and just like what's going on there, and I find it to be really interesting. I'll link you guys the video. Vast majority. Well, yeah, asylum's a scam. I think that a lot of people don't like it, but and so basically Trump appointed this guy. This guy. Oh boy. This guy. I got a few clips to show you. And, show his videos? I will. There's the video. Give it a like. This was really, really good. And I think this is going to keep happening, by the way. I'll probably watch a follow-up to this in a couple of days. And, yeah, it makes Trump... Yeah, this guy makes Trump look liberal. Is it true that this guy was the author of Project 2025? I heard this, but I don't know if it's true. Yes. Okay. I'm getting like, okay, no, it's not. He's a co-author. He's one of them. Okay. So he was involved with it. Okay. That's fine enough. Asylum is meant to go to the nearest country. There are people coming here from much further away. Look, I mean, I think that it's not unreasonable for people to be frustrated when 65,000 people are imported into their city in a way that doesn't integrate them, in a way that is bad for both them and the people that are living there. I mean, really, like the guys, the gang members, the guys that are coming over there, they're doing it because these people are these people are like, it's easy to take advantage of them. Like these Venezuelan gangs and like whatever these other gangs are, they're not going there to recruit a lot of these like migrants or like immigrants. They're going there to use them as tools to commit crime. And that's what's really sad about it, is that like basically these people have like, these are the most vulnerable people in the country. And so obviously the people in the gangs are going to go after them. Yeah, they're easy targets. Exactly. Yeah, it's the easiest to take advantage of. Absolutely. How the hell they get this bad? I don't know. Like, I think it's just their policies and how it's built up over time. I wonder how many are getting extorted. Probably, I bet thousands. I bet thousands of them are having that happen. Yeah, they're very vulnerable. And it sucks, right? Because, like, it creates so many other problems, too. I don't know. It's just sad. Bad people are exploiting good people. And like, also, I don't really... There's a lot of people that find, like, a degree of, like, resentment or, like, frustration with, like, the guys that are, like, coming here from, like, Haiti or whatever. I'll say it again. Like, I don't blame them at all. Like, I don't blame any of these guys. Like, if I was in Haiti, bro, I would be trying to get to America as fast as I fucking could. Yeah, place sucks. Like, every time I've seen anything about Haiti, it's always been like, oh, they're eating people. There's, like, a massacre. There's, like, some other crazy fucking thing happening. Yeah, place is terrible. Like, if I wasn't living in America, I would do my fucking best to get here. I don't blame any of these guys. Absolutely, of course that happens. And you want them here? I didn't say I wanted them here. I said I can understand why they tried to get here. Those are two different things. You should never expect a person to act like a martyr for themselves. You don't ask them to martyr themselves. Yeah, I understand why it happens. It's called empathy. Yeah, no, I mean, like, because if you can't understand why a person is doing something, then you can never figure out how to stop it from happening. Because you can't reverse engineer the process and figure out how to take the reward away from them. So that's it. They're eating the squirrels. Well, there's plenty of people that eat squirrels. My dad used to eat squirrels. It's not really a big deal. As you said, you have answers. What were they? Well, I don't have answers, but somebody else does. Let me link you guys the video again. Give me 1 second. You did? Yeah, I did. Dad ate peanut? His, like, great ancestor? Yeah, exactly. Let me see if I can find this. Okay. Here we go. This is the guy. Where is it? Nope. Give me a minute. Nope. Oh my God, where did it go? Son of a bitch, how many of these things have I liked? Here we go, we found it. This is the guy. The border czar.
We have seen one estimate that says it would cost $88 billion to deport 1 million people a year.
I don't know if that's accurate or not.
Is that what American taxpayers should expect?
What price do you put on national security? Is that worth it?
Is there a way to carry out mass deportation without separating families?
Of course there is. Families can be deported together.
So, they're going with a pretty extreme approach. Yeah, that's the border czar. And so let's take a look at here he comes. Actually, let's see. We'll start from the beginning here. There's another one. Meet the new border czar. Here we go. Dude's got the kingpin energy. He does.
Mr. Holman, your name is on this. Is this correct?
Yes, I signed that memo.
So you are the author of the family separation policy?
I am not the author of this memo.
You're not the author, but you signed the memo.
Yes, a zero tolerance memo.
So you provided the official recommendation to Secretary Nielsen on for the United States to pursue family separation.
I gave Secretary Nielsen numerous recommendations on how to secure the border and save lives.
But it says here that you gave her numerous options, but the recommendation was option 3, family separation.
What I'm saying, this is not the only paper where we've given the Secretary numerous options to secure the border and save lives.
And so the recommendation, of the many that you recommended family separation.
I recommended zero tolerance.
Which includes family separation.
The same as is with every U.S. citizen parent gets arrested when they're with a child.
Zero tolerance was
She didn't know what to say after that.
interpreted as the policy that separated children from their
If I get arrested for DUI and I have a young child in the car, I'm going to be separated. When I was a police officer in New York and I arrested a father for domestic violence, I separated that father
Mr.
from his
Holman,
family.
with all due respect, legal asylees are not charged with any crime.
When you're into the country illegally, it's violation 8 United States Code 1325.
Seeking
Oh, here we go. Oh, boy.
asylum is legal.
If you want to seek asylum, you go through the port of entry, do it the legal way. The Attorney General of the United States has made that clear.
Okay.
So, man. We got the receipts. Yeah, okay. Yep, got it. And so he did another interview. I'll see if I can watch this one. Apparently this one just happened today. Here we go.
I think, look, it'd be great to have local law enforcement assist ICE because, you know, one thing we learned during 9/11 report was we shouldn't have stovepipes. Law enforcement should be working with law enforcement. But, you know, there's two things. Number one, under President Trump, he was suing the sanctuary cities, DOJ suing the sanctuary cities, pulling federal funds. Of course, day one, when Joe Biden came in office, he stopped that lawsuit. So that has to be put back in place. And look, I've seen some of these Democratic governors say they're going to stand in the way. They're going to make it hard for us. Well, you know, a suggestion: if you're not going to help us, get the hell out of the way, because we're going to do it. So if
so you can do it one way or another. Oh boy.
We can't get assistance from New York City, and we may have to double the number of agents we send in New York City because we're going to do the job.
Jesus.
We're going to do the job without you or with you. But it's much easier to arrest a bad guy. Like I just said, we're concentrating on public safety threats of human and national security threats. Right. It's much easier to arrest a bad guy in the jail. Give us access to Rikers Island that we've been kicked out of. Let us get the bad guy in the jail. It's safer for the alien. It's safer for the officer. It's safer for the community. But if you're going to release these bad guys, out in the community, then we're going to have to go find them, which puts the officer at risk, puts the community at risk, and puts, you know, and bottom line is, sanctuary cities are sanctuaries for criminals. And the left keeps saying, well, we want victims and witnesses of a crime to feel safe.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. He's ramping up? Yeah. He's mad? Yeah.
They've come to the police department knowing we don't work with lights. Let me make one thing clear. That's just a stone cold lie. Victims and witnesses of a crime does not want the bad guy back in their neighborhood.
That's true.
Certainly. And most the illegal immigrant community, they broke the law being there, they shouldn't be. However, after being there, they're God-fearing family people. I get it. Do they want a sexual predator in their neighborhood? Do they want someone convicted of DUI 10 times in their neighborhood? Let us protect not only the American communities, let us protect the immigrant community. Who's the victim of MS-13 crime? Yeah. The immigrant community.
That's what we just watched, see? Yeah. You're probably right about that.
If sanctuary cities don't want to help us, to get the hell out of the way, because we're coming. Yeah. So, if sanctuary cities don't want to help us, to get the hell out of the way, because we're coming.
Oh, man. Oh, God, bro. Like, yeah. Wow. Voice is dog shit? Yeah, I know the audio was dog shit. I get it. But, yeah, this is going to be the new guy in charge of the border. This is it. You guys are not alone. I don't know if you know, but a lot of European countries are moving to the right and showing less and less tolerance, especially in immigration. Yeah, I've heard that. I don't really know. I'm not European, right? So, like, I'm only observing this from a distance. But I have heard a lot of people say that for sure. Have you noticed that no one ever said borders are before 2016? What's up with that? I don't know either. Yeah, I've never really heard of it, to be honest. Who lets them be sanctuary cities? I mean, the people that vote there, right? I mean, that's pretty much it. So, yeah. Shit, I just lost my job. Sounds like Border Patrol and National Guard are going to be hiring. Yeah, bro, like, yeah, sign up now. If they declare a national emergency or use national security, would they be able to override all the sanctuary stuff? I think that Trump being the president, having the alignment of the agency that he wants to act, also having the alignment of the Senate, and the Supreme Court, and probably also the House, I think that he'll find a way. Or he could just do fucking nothing. All of this could all just be, oh wow, everything's gonna change, and then the same time next year, everything's gonna be the fucking same. There's definitely that too. So don't rule any of that stuff out yet, okay? Trump is doing nothing. Yeah, we'll see what happens, right? America's the same as always. It's important to keep that in mind. And this is the... oh, man. 5 girls ranking themselves by attractiveness. Oh, God.
Two. 3. Thanks. Well... I would say 3 and then 4. 3. Not saying you don't have a personality, but I'm leaning.
Oh, I'm 5 again.
So this is final?
This is final.
Oh, man. Oh, man. Now the guys have to rate them.
Do you want to say it off?
Do you want to say it?
Gio over there.
Ooh.
And, like, just shift down.
I think
Michelle was the most attractive. How she looked, how she carried herself, and it just seems like someone that's going to live an exciting life, I guess you could say. Or that you
shut up. You just think she's hot. Shut up. Stop this.
Had like a deep conversation with. Could you switch with her? I forget. They can't even hear me.
Yeah.
Oh, jeez. Oh, jeez.
You got a point. Okay.
What would you switch?
I switch her and her. You go over there.
Oh, those two. Okay. All right.
And then you over there.
Yeah.
You switch. Yeah, that's pretty much.
Personally, for me, she kind of looks like Kristen Bell. And I really like Kristen Bell. So I'd probably put her in on the 1 or 2 position. And I kind of like her vibe. I think her whole aesthetic is very nice. So for me, it's either 1 or 2 up here. I think that Maria was the most attractive for me. It was just like her whole vibe, and like I liked how her hair was, how her makeup was done. Like she looked very nice. Are we content with 5 being 5?
I'm not.
Where do you currently want 5?
I want her at least 3.
So 5 goes up.
She should be a 4 because it's like meeting in the middle.
I think 4 is fine. 5 and 4. Switch. We're gonna get ripped a new one.
I don't want to be the pointer here. Guys are not afraid to be more blunt. They were straight up, hey, you're attractive, you're not. But girls were like, I don't want to be rude, you know, we're all beautiful in our own way.
Absolute fucking cinema. It's so fucking perfect, isn't it? Every time. I know. It's ruthless. Well, the problem is like, so girls do this thing where they this is what girls love to do. You guys think guys are toxic? No. So girls love to do this thing where they gas up fat chicks and ugly girls because they're comfortable virtue signaling about how much they think this girl is attractive because they know that she's actually not like a threat to them. That's what happens. It always, and I see this constantly, where it's like all of these girls get together and they collectively agree the most beautiful girl is the one that's like 495 pounds. It's like, it's so... And the reason why I find it to be so sick and weird is because they're doing it for themselves. They're like, let's all lie to Catherine and tell her that she's special, and then tell her that all men are trash when nobody else agrees. And it's like they're all doing it for themselves. It's so they don't feel bad. Exactly. It's selfish and it harms them. It is. I think it's so bad. I see this all the time. They have ugly friends so that they look better when they're out in public. Yes. It's just like, man. Oh, God. Matt did a video on this, so it's its own form of competition? I guess so. You watched the full video? The top 2 were the quietest? Yeah, I'm not sure about that. But I just saw this. I thought it was really fucking funny. And I think the girls knew it was coming and didn't want the... Bro, come on. Bro. Jesus, man. Oh, my God. Oh man, that's you really going in on him, huh? Is that it? Oh my God. All right. Let me go back over. I'll watch this real quick. This is always these are funny. I thought this shit was fucking funny. Bro, like this is so fucking funny to me. Probably also a rhino. Yeah, I guess so. Give me a minute. My dad's calling me. Hello? Yeah. They do. Okay. And it is today? You checked. All right, cool. All right. I'll give you a call later when I'm wrapping things up. I didn't ask the gal when I talked to her. Uh-huh. But everything is saying it's a veteran. Mm-hmm. The newspaper, I checked 2 or 3 sources. If not, we'll just go somewhere else. There's a bunch of places that have them. I already thought of a plan B. Yeah, I do. I know. Yep. There's always Applebee's. Right. Oh, so fucking bad. Yeah. Yeah. All right. Well, I'll give you a call later on. Okay. Okay. And I picked up my meds today and left them there sitting on the counter. So Scott, the pharmacist there, is holding them for me. Oh fuck! Like I'm really pressed for time. Okay. They close at 8. So if we can make it, we can make it. We can't. Okay. Understandable. We gotta leave here about 8 anyway. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Got it. All right. I'll talk to you then. All right. Yo. Bye. Today's Veterans Day. My dad and I are going to have dinner tonight, and we were figuring out where we're going to go. And so there's a couple other things going on. Yeah. So I'm going to have dinner with my dad tonight. So that's all. And so, yeah. You getting tacos? Probably not. But yeah, the comment, your body, our choice, is really quite sick. Of course it's sick. I don't agree with it at all. I've been very outspoken about this. So yeah. This is also crazy. J.D. Vance has the highest net favorability rating of all candidates on both major tickets. What's so crazy about this is the fact that he started from the bottom. When he got announced, everybody fucking hated this guy. Everybody was against this guy. And then I feel like after the podcasts and after the debate, people turned around. Yeah, remember about how he's weird? And that sofa thing, I mean, you know, I don't know what happened there. But let's go back. We're going to look at these. All right. I don't know if this is the same video. No, it's not. Anyway, this is a 10-point plan. We're going to watch both of these. The sofa thing humanized them. Okay, let's move on. Oh, God.
Here's my plan to stop the chemical, physical, and emotional mutilation of our youth. On day one, I will revoke Joe Biden's cruel policies on so-called gender-affirming care. Ridiculous. A process that includes giving kids puberty blockers, mutating their physical appearance, and ultimately performing surgery on minor children. Can you believe this?
Have we seen this one? Because I thought this was about the education thing. I think we've seen this, right?
The Department of Justice will investigate Big Pharma and the big hospital networks.
We did. They're all basically filmed the same, so it's hard for me to keep in mind. I actually thought it was another version of this. Sorry, let's move on.
Here are 10 key ideas that will power our movement for great schools. First, we will respect the right of parents to control the education of their children. Second, we will empower parents and local school boards to hire and reward great principals.
I agree with that 90%, but I don't want to see, like, for example, in a very religious community, I don't want to see parents pressure the schools into teaching the kids religion or not teaching them about evolution or certain things in science that contradict the religion. So, like, I'm on board with this about 90%, not 100.
And teachers, and also to fire the poor ones, the one whose performance is unsatisfactory. They will be fired.
That's good. That's absolutely good. They need to pay teachers more money, though. Because, like, you can't fire people from these shitty fucking jobs and expect everybody else to want to take their place. They've got to give teachers more money.
On The Apprentice, you're fired. Third,
no way.
Whose performance is unsatisfactory. They will be fired. Like on The Apprentice, you're fired.
That's his show, by the way. That was his show.
Third, we will ensure our classrooms are
turn it down a little bit.
Focused not on political indoctrination, but on teaching the knowledge and skills needed to succeed.
Imagine
reading,
that.
Writing, math, science, arithmetic, and other truly useful subjects. Fourth, we will teach students to love their country, not to hate their country like they're taught right now. Fifth, we will support...
Did you guys have to do the Pledge of Allegiance whenever you were in school? I know we did. I feel like it kind of fell off a little bit, but I remember, yeah.
Bringing back prayer to our schools. Sixth, we will...
Huge disagree on this one. I don't think prayer and school should have anything to do with each other. I think that there should be a place for students that want to be religious to pray. I think that's totally fair. But to have it be incorporated into the actual curriculum or into the actual, like, function of the school, no.
Achieve schools that are safe, secure, and drug-free with immediate expulsion for any...
Oh, by the way, yeah, private school, absolutely acceptable. Totally fine.
Sixth, we will achieve schools that are safe, secure, and drug-free with immediate expulsion for any student who harms a teacher or another student. Seventh,
That's good. That's true. That's exactly what they should do. There's no reason to tolerate a violent student for any reason. And being violent should have a zero tolerance policy. There's no reason why anybody should put up with that. If you're hitting people and touching people in school, like we had a school where there were plenty of gangs there. There were like plenty of people that were, like a lot of them are in jail now. And everybody got along. There's no reason that somebody has to be violent. They already do? Yeah.
Will give all parents the right to choose another school for their children if they want. It's called school choice. Eighth, we will ensure students have access to project-based learning experiences inside the classroom to help train them for meaningful work outside the classroom.
This is a really big component. Self-defense. Well, yeah, of course, that's different. Like, obviously, it's different, self-defense. But it's not even a question, right? But I'm not talking about that. So meaningful is the key. Yeah, I think this is a huge W. I'm not if I had a kid, I would never send my kid to private school. Absolutely not. Because I think that being in public school is like a very important socialization tool, and it allows you to understand and deal with people that aren't like you. And I think that's like one of the most valuable, like I think I learned a lot in high school, but I didn't learn anything in the actual classroom, if that makes sense. So like I would want to prepare my kid to be able to deal with the people in his community, right? And those are going to be the people that are rich, the people that are poor, the people that are stupid, the people that are coming from every other, walk of life. So personally, I'm very much a public school enjoyer. I think it was a great experience for me, all my friends, and I would want to have that happen. But, of course, it's individual people's choices. I think that what he's saying about having meaningful exercises and meaningful curriculum in schools is really important. I think one of the big issues, and this especially happens in like the second half of high school, is that a lot of what kids learn are things that they're never going to use. Like I would say about 99% of everything that you learn in Algebra 2, you will never learn beyond Algebra 2. And you'll never use beyond Algebra 2 unless you're like working in a specific field. So the problem is that how many of you guys remember your locker combination from high school? No one, right? The reason why is because you're not readily using that information. If you teach kids a bunch of stuff that they're not going to use regularly, they will forget the information, and it will be just as if you've never taught it to them at all. They're not going to remember any of this stuff. They're going to immediately forget it because it's not relevant to them, and they're going to forget how to do it. Yeah, use it or you lose it.
Ninth, we will strive to give all students access to internships and work experiences.
That's huge. That's crazy. Holy shit. I know my high school is trying to do more of this too, because like they had like more of a focus on like doing trade school type stuff. And this is it's massive. I did my locker. Yeah, sure. It's not going to happen. I don't know if it's going to happen or not. Like if you think that Trump is a bullshitter and he's lying and none of this stuff is happening, I'm not going to disagree with you. I'm not going to fight with you about this.
That can set them on a path to their first job.
Yeah.
They're going to be very, very successful. I want them to be more successful than Trump. Let them go out and be more successful. I will be the happiest person in the world.
Yeah.
But we want our children to have a great life and be successful. And 10th, we will ensure that all schools provide excellent.
Yeah, I think that's a huge component. Like having kids be able to get jobs immediately out of school is like super, super important. And I think also like there's a big issue like in high school. How many of you guys were fed the mantra or like the ideology of if you don't go to college, you kind of didn't make it? Like you kind of fucked up. Me, right? Everybody. And so like, is that really true? No, it's not really true. Like there's plenty of guys that didn't go to college and they own a plumbing company and they make $600,000 a year. Now, that's also a minority, but it's a minority of anybody making $600,000 a year, right? Let's be honest. And also they don't have a massive amount of student loan debt. So like, I think there's a very big issue where kids in school are taught that going to college is like the only way to be successful in a way that's respected by society. And I think that if high schools spent more time like teaching kids trades, like for me, for example, like what did I want to do like after school? I wanted to do computer repair. Well, I actually didn't want to have a job. I wanted to live off the government and play video games all day. But my second best thing would be doing computer repair. So like whenever I was in school, every year I took computer maintenance. And I would go around the school fixing computers, doing repairs, and, you know, like basically making sure that all of the computers in the school run well. And I even taught like the younger kids, like, you know, the kids that are like a grade under me whenever I was a senior, and, you know, people that were grade ahead of me when I was a junior and sophomore, they taught me, right? Like that's the way it works. And so anyway, all of this happened is that like by the time that was finished, a lot of my friends now, like that were in that class, they almost all got tech jobs, and they have good jobs now. They have great jobs. And so like, and we got certifications and like all of that stuff. And so, yeah, I mean, it was literally asking me, well, of course I had to teach people, right? I mean, that's your responsibility. And so anyway, there were some times, bro, like, oh God, this is a bit of a tangent. So one time, like about like 60% of every single computer problem happened in the special ed room. And so I spent an entire day trying to fix a PC, and I couldn't fix it. I spent the entire like 2 hours of like the class period trying to fix this PC. I come back the next day with 3 of the younger kids, like not younger, they're like a grade under me. And I'm like, yeah, guys, I don't know what it is. I walk into the room. The router was unplugged. And I was like, guys, wait out there. And I'm like, I plug it in and I see it where I'm son of a bitch. Yeah, teacher, he just called me on the phone. He said that he said y'all need to go get some keyboards. And yeah, just real quick, y'all need to get some keyboards and then come back and then it'll be good. Because I would always tell them, the thing is, like I had this thing I would tell them, I said, you have to think outside the box, which means like make sure all the cables are connected. And I would tell the kids this, and then the motherfuckers unplugged. And I knew, right, because everybody here was a young guy. So, like, if they saw that I didn't do that, bro, they would have, like, that would have been it for me. I would have been done. And they come back later, and they're like 5 minutes later, they're like, yeah, he said he didn't call you. I was like, oh, it must have been, like, somebody else. And they're like, okay. I'm like, well, what's going on? Like, oh, I fixed it. They're like, what'd you do? I was like, oh, I went into the BIOS and I had to re-register the command prompt system. And then I had to release and, you know, confirm a new IP address. And then after I did that, you know, the computer worked just like it's supposed to. They're like, wow, really? I said, yeah, you know, it is what it is. And they're like, that's crazy. I'm like, yeah, all right, let's go back. Let's go back to class, guys. We're done. And I felt like such a fucking retard, man. That was it. So, like, I learned a lot in that class, right? We learned a lot. And a lot of my friends in that class, even the ones that were, like, a grade under us, even they got jobs in tech. Even they got jobs in computer repair. And so, like, why can't you have that for welding? Why can't you have that for carpentry? Why can't you have that for other things that aren't computers? So that's it. 2 minutes and 45 minutes? Yeah, exactly, right? Watch your name, maybe. And you got into the mainframe. I would have called you out. Yeah, but you didn't. So they knew less than I. They didn't know shit. Like, I'm gonna be honest. Like, a lot of them, like the grade under me, they were so dumb. They didn't know anything. Like, I don't know how any of the computers worked the year after I left. And so, yeah, some high schools have it. Yeah, my high school now has a lot more of it, and it's a good thing. But yeah, like teaching kids how to have like actual like. And here's another component to it as well. It's a way to give kids a degree of ownership and a degree of responsibility. I think a very big problem is that kids are never given any responsibility outside of like, you know, you have to turn in your homework. And so if you have a kid responsible and in charge of things that are important, even at an early age, it teaches them, like, basically me fucking that up when I'm 17, way less damage than if I fuck it up whenever I'm 27. So that's the thing. It provides a safe space for people to fuck up in.
jobs and career counseling so that high school and college students can get a head start on jobs and careers best suited to their God-given talents. This is how we will ensure a great education for every American child. And one other thing I'll be doing very early in the administration is closing up the Department of Education in Washington, D.C., and sending all education and education work and needs back to the states. We want them.
By the way, I don't agree with this. I don't think this is a good decision. I think you should reform the Department of Education rather than get rid of it. Imagine, 10 years later, it's like the Civil War. Oh, you mean the War of Northern Aggression? Yeah. For sure. Yeah, definitely.
To run the education of our children.
What?
Because they'll do a much better job of it.
You don't know.
You can't do worse.
You don't know.
We
You
spend
ain't from the
more
South.
money per pupil by 3 times than any other nation.
What a waste.
And yet we're absolutely at the bottom. We're one of the worst. So you can't do worse. We're going to end education coming out of Washington, D.C. We're going to close it up, all those buildings all over the place, and you have people that in many cases hate our children. We're going to send it all back to the
kids.
states. Thank you very much.
They hate the kids? Holy shit! How can he be okay? He's only talking policy after he's elected. Why didn't he campaign on these very specific plans? It's a joke. Who's going to tell him? Why do you think he has a campaign advertisement at the end of the video? There's a lot that you can criticize him on. Why make shit up? Yeah, why even do that? Pull him up on screen. He might not have known. It's okay. When the Department of Education was created in the 70s, we were number 1 in the world, and since then we were number 24. I don't think that that's the main reason, though. I mean, I don't think the Department of Education is the reason why individual teachers are bad. I think there's a lot of issues. There's a lot of reasons. I don't think you should get rid of the Department of Education. Who's number 1? I don't know. There's a correlation. Yeah, well, here's the thing, right? And, weird? No, it didn't help. Yeah, it didn't help. But that doesn't mean you should get rid of it. That's the difference.
That high school and college students can get a head start on...
Okay, I did see this already. Yeah, anyway, I just think it should be reformed, right? I agree that it's a problem. I disagree on what the solution to the problem is. It's about it, right? Reform did nothing. Yeah. Anyway, there has been a situation that has affected me. I have once again become the target and the focus of a lot of conversation. The Asmongold drama, also known as Tuesday. You play the Ant game today? I'm playing it tomorrow. We are planning on playing the Ant game tomorrow. Give me 1 second, and we're going to take a look at everything. I have to use the bathroom, and then we'll get to it. All right. What'd you do now? Well, I didn't do anything. I never do. back. Excuse me. Okay. Scatter bitches. Yep, true. Let's see here. Destiny using the screenshot of your video of him. It's a really good one. That's smart. Yeah, it was a really good picture. Okay, here we go. The Asmongold drama.
Gamers, it's nice. I hope all of you MMO enjoyers are having a nice day. Today, we have quite the debate and news to discuss involving MMO Ashes of Creation, which is still in its Alpha 2 phase, and Asmongold. Apologies in advance as I've been very sick this past week and lost my voice, so I might sound a little different and audio may not be as good. But anyways, I was originally uploading this video titled Ashes of Creation is not a gank box. This video was to highlight the reality of how penalizing corruption and non-consensual PvP is, despite the pre-Alpha 2 notion that the game was going to be a gank box in which you'd constantly be killed and or griefed via open world PvP. But the timing of this video could not have been worse, and thus here I am re-recording it. Why, may you ask? Well, Asmongold finally logged into Ashes of Creation's Alpha 2 test here on the game's third weekend, and well, it went something like this.
I'm in. Holy shit. Oh my god. Yo, what's up, boys? Wait. This guy's attack. How does this guy attack me? Wait, I'm getting killed. Oh my god. Yeah. This went on for a bit too. I survived. Okay. What did you do? I mean, just look at me. So what do I even need to do here? It's gonna be too bright. It looks okay to me. And watch, bro. So this is whenever somebody one-shot me, right? Oh, bro, what a dick sucker. I never even saw him. What a little rat. Oh, somebody killed me. Oh, shit. And then he went behind the rock. Do you see this shit? Oh, God. How'd they do it to me? They killed me. Oh, shit. Oh. Wait, I died. XP dead. Oh, shit. I lost experience, too. Yep. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Okay, well... Alright. Alright. I think this is gonna have to be a game that I'm gonna have to play off stream. Yeah. I can't do this. Like... yeah, sorry. Like, it's unplayable. It is. It's unplayable. As funny as it is, I can't do anything. I mean, yeah, and I know, like, what will happen is that if I level up, there's just going to be people that are a higher level that are going to do the same thing, right? Of course. Because it's just... Of course. Yeah. You play on stream with organized bodyguards? Ooh. Ooh, dead again. Okay, XP dead. Ooh, it's the same guy! Okay, I'm dead again. Alright, so... Wow! And then I got experience and I lost experience. Okay. Alright. Like, just like spammed and like attacked and everything. So... I just like, cause.
Oh God.
Turn PvP off? I can't. It gets old really fast, and there's also like people following me around, and then it's gonna create a lot of drama when I'm like, when other people get banned for me, like, for attacking me, and they're gonna be like, oh, that's not fair, it's preferential treatment, and it's Which just is gonna exactly create what a lot happened, of like by the way. tension and drama, and I just kind of don't want to. Okay. Okay, it's just gonna. I just don't want to deal with it, right?
Now, this has since bred a lot of discussion and debate around the Ashes of Creation community and perhaps the broader MMO community. I happened to be online when all this drama, if you will, was occurring. And from the system messages posted by Steven, I just knew what was going on.
Yeah.
People were flooding to Asmongold's location. Zone chat
Leave the bald one alone. What a surprise. They knew it was about me.
was
Isn't
filled
that
with
nice?
anger and debate as people argued about whether or not it was okay for them to grief Asmongold as he loaded into the starter zone. Was it okay to just kill him as soon as he loads into the game? For those of you not aware, Ashes of Creation does have open world PvP,
It does.
that's what this video was originally going to focus on. There is a somewhat intricate corruption system that balances this capability of non-consensual PvP by punishing the person doing
Yeah,
the killing,
of course.
assuming the other player did not flag up / attack back or consent to this, right? I won't go too much into detail with this as I've done so in too many videos, but Intrepid Studios, developer of this MMO, has made a lot of progress in balancing this corruption system to the point it is extremely detrimental for you to go corrupted, and it is very seldom seen. In fact, just days ago, we received a patch updating the corruption system to be even more harsh and get rid of some of those workarounds that players were using.
That's a lot.
Not only do you drop up to 3 pieces of gear, incur what seems to be increased XP debt,
Look at that.
have reduced combat efficacy, but now you also have a movement speed reduction, and you have this new Blight debuff. Here is Steven explaining the Blight debuff on Pirate Software stream recently.
Blight is essentially a cumulative PK score that gets kept track of as a stat on your character. And even if you have no corruption, but you killed 30 people over the last 5 days and you worked off that corruption, your 31st kill will accrue much faster corruption, and so will your 32nd and 33rd, regardless of your corruption states. So that is intended to help kind of curtail the amount of corruption that's happening. Now, there will be a religious-based quest that through the investment of resources and time, players can reduce that cumulative score to bring themselves back down.
So somebody says in chat, why not just disable the feature to PvP unflagged players? Weird. There's a lot of people that like the idea of being able to kill other players non-consensually. My opinion on this is that any game that allows you to have non-consensual PvP will cannibalize itself, and it will never be a mainstream game. There will always be people that like those games and people that play them, but you basically make the ceiling for your game extremely low. Those dipshits? No, I'm just saying, right? And so, like, bit wrong, Lineage 2? Well, I think that's my point, right? Yeah, that's exactly my point. Low? Yeah. It's not going to have, like, the same player base size as, like, World of Warcraft or Final Fantasy XIV. I'll take Elden Ring, the Souls games. That's not even worth responding to. Let's move on. Anyway, so basically what I'm saying is that any game that has non-consensual PvP, because you think about it, right? A game that has non-consensual PvP, this would only logically affect people that don't want to PvP, or people that want to kill other people that don't want to PvP. And you think about, like, what kind of a person wants to go after and enable themselves to kill people that don't want to be killed. Well, somebody who wants to negatively impact the game experience of those other players in a obstructive way. Their goal is for that other player to have a bad time.
As I mentioned, there was a lot of debate and semantics as a result of the Asmongold drama. Was Steven showing preferential treatment? Is this not a PvP focused MMO, and thus people should be allowed to kill Asmongold if they...
That's why I stopped playing. Is because I knew this was going to happen and it was going to create drama. I just don't want to deal with it.
Want to? There was a lot of discussion on this, and GMs even disabled PvP on our server as a result of the Asmon killings. Though it was too late and he had already given up on attempting to have a normal experience.
Well, it's also that I understand that this is a very contentious issue for the MMO community, and I could see it being interpreted badly with like hardcore players that streamers could get preferential treatment. Now, I'm not... And also, by the way, I don't think that I am. I think that if people are like constantly running after me and killing me nonstop because they're watching me on my stream and triangulating my location, this is clearly out of game behavior and it's griefing at a certain point. So I do think that they should get in trouble for it, but I also acknowledge that this will not be how average people will see it. And it will cause a lot of discord and drama, and it will be bad for the game as a whole.
Personally believe there is a difference between PvP and griefing. There is a difference between PvP and stream sniping. There is a difference between PvP and harassment. Steven went as far as to even ban some of the individuals.
Here's the thing. People that want non-consensual PvP want to harass. They want to grief. That's why they want it to be non-consensual. That's the whole point.
For the repeated attacks on Asmon during this time.
So I have said many times in the past that our stance on griefing will always be it's an actionable offense. And to be fair, the players that I banned yesterday are players who I gave 3 separate warnings to stop griefing this brand new logged in player. That isn't preferential treatment. I don't care if it was Asmongold or Joe Schmo off the side of the street. If it's a new player trying to learn the game, you going and harassing and killing that person for no political motivation, for no opportunity cost, for no scarcity of resources, all the reasons why PvP should exist, you are doing it for opposite of that. You are doing it to harass a person off of the server. By all means, go find a different community. That is not our intent, and you are exploiting our systems.
Good. Hell yeah. No, I 100% agree with that.
Yeah, it's going to be very hard for something like this to actually happen. I'll be very surprised if this actually works, because every game that has non-consensual PvP, the entire reason why people want it is to do that exact thing. Like, my personal opinion is that I can't really see a reason why you would have non-consensual PvP besides griefing.
That's rad as hell, man.
Our server is already home to a couple of streamers, and people express dissatisfaction with another streamer in Asmongold arriving as well. However, this is something Asmon is used to. He loads into a game and there's players swarming all around him, wanting to be seen on screen, wanting some sort of acknowledgement from Asmongold the Bald. The difference with this MMO is that PvP is essentially always on. No matter what side you are on in this debate, I think it's fair to say that Asmongold has a lot of influence, and the targeted griefing of Asmongold caused a huge loss of potentially good marketing for the game. An AOC video by Asmongold.
Well, to be fair, obviously that's true. And this is another reason why these games don't go anywhere, is because games that focus on having, like this type of PvP, a lot of people like killing streamers and content creators because they don't like the fact that streamers and content creators exist. They don't like them. So they're going to do that, and that's why you see a lot of these games fall apart. The reason why a lot of companies pay streamers to play games is because paying streamers to play games helps the games. So, like, if you have people that are going to play your game that get run off by the community, you are effectively losing money.
Gets much more views than any video a dedicated AOC content creator like myself, Narc, or others, or even the official AOC YouTube channel itself will get. I agree with Asmongold in that he should not get preferential treatment, but I also agree he deserves to have a normal experience and see this MMO for himself.
My actual position on this is that people that are hunting me down, watching my stream to triangulate my location, and then killing me because I'm a streamer, I think that is preferential treatment. Fundamentally it is, right? Because I'm being treated differently in game because of something that's out of game. So I think that really banning people and like getting rid of people that are doing that is actually making sure that I don't get preferential treatment, making sure that I can have a normal, authentic experience playing the game. So like, that's my actual opinion, but I understand that there's a lot of people in the MMO community that they don't want that. Like, whether that's the right opinion or not, that they don't want that opinion. Nobody will see it that way. Exactly.
Video
like, I already
by
went through this with
Asmongold
Classic
portraying
WoW.
the game as an insufferable gank box is enough to cost Intrepid a lot of money and potential revenue, whilst also diminishing its reputation. And even if you don't care about that, if you enjoy this game and want to see it succeed in such a stale MMO genre, then surely you must realize that griefing Asmongold on stream will inevitably just cause the population of this Alpha 2 test to slowly drop and or fail to bring in.
I think that I'm being used too much as an example here. The fact is that if it can happen to me, it will happen to other players too, because being able to do it is funny. It's literally that simple. It's funny to be able to kill somebody over and over and so they can't play the game. Yeah, so like it might happen to me first, but it's going to also happen to other new players. Like, I'm basically I'm the test, right? I am the alpha test. Yeah, exactly. Streamer, what's this here? Streamer players especially. Well, yeah, of course. You have a lot of influence, but definitely you're a good example of this. So people take a notice of. Yeah, if you know that you can shut somebody else, basically, for a lot of griefers and gankers, the biggest reward is to make somebody stop playing the game. And when you think about that on just a fundamental level, is this a good thing that you want to have for your game? Where like you have an entire contingency of your player base that their main goal is to stop people from playing it? No, I don't really think so. So, and how do I know this? I used to do it. That's how I know. And so like, of course that's what's going to happen.
Less viewers than it would have if you did not provide such negative publicity. And even if you don't care about that, if you enjoy this game and want to see it succeed in such a stale MMO genre, then you must realize that griefing Asmon on stream will inevitably just cause the population of this Alpha 2 test to slowly drop and or fail.
It's a net negative when streamers leave a game. It definitely is.
While it brings in less viewers than it would have had without the negative publicity. What Asmongold experienced is a one-off and different from the experience that you or I had. However, I want to keep this as fair and as balanced of an outlook as I can. How much of this is on the development team, I'm sure you're asking. On one hand, they are in an early alpha phase focused on testing networking and performance with limited systems and content available. On the other hand, the new player experience is very important for first impressions. We recently saw this with Soda Poppin's Rage Quit, and I know for a fact that players were griefing lobies at the starting area during the NDA pre-Alpha 2 testing. So why has the PvP suppression zone still not been implemented to at least the Lionhold area or even the starter room?
It's because they don't have it ready yet. It was like some like programming thing. I think Steven messaged me about it. Like there's no philosophical reason. It's just that it wasn't set up.
Hopefully actually coming soon, but should have been implemented as the larger public starts to get their first look at Vera through the lens of the Asmongolds of the world.
Yeah, sure.
Either way,
He's
I
right.
just wanted to stress that the developers over at Intrepid Studios have done a good job to ensure this game is not a gank box by making corruption extremely penalizing. So I hope that the Asmongold outlier isn't taken as the evidence that the game is indeed a gank box. And for those of you that didn't know, Steven was actually trying to teleport Asmongold away from the area, but their system was just like kind of bugging out. I've watched
so many
feedback
people
from other content creators on Ashes of Creation, even the feedback of some large creators who claimed you wouldn't like Ashes of Creation and that it will be a gank box. But they did not experience anything of the sort. I'd like you all to leave your comments below and let me know your take on all this. If you enjoyed the video, please click the like button as it helps others to find it. If you're new, please consider subscribing
really
for
nice.
more Ashes of Creation content. And if you're a tank enjoyer, make sure you click the video on screen. Thank you so much for watching. It's been nice.
Good one. So yeah, I think, yeah, good video. Yeah, I think so too. It's a pretty fair, measured out video. And to me, the reason why I kind of stepped away from it is because I knew the discord and trouble it was going to create. Just not a fan of the forced PvP. I don't think that many people are fans of forced PvP. And the only people that really are usually people that want to take advantage of it and use it to harass people. So yeah, griefing level play is the fastest way to kill a game. There's absolutely no reason PvP should be enabled in the starting zone. PvP immune in the small starting zones. I think that if you have a game where PvP is non-consensual, you will eventually have people quit the game because of that. Because there's a lot of casual players that want to make progress over time. And when you only have, like, let's say an hour to play the game, if 20 minutes of that time is spent getting ganked, a third of the time that you were going to play the game has been taken away from you. And so this actually affects casual players much worse than it affects other random players. And I think that's one of the biggest issues that a lot of people might not really seem to realize, but it is massively problematic. People will not do this. Corruption is way worse than you think. You'll lose your entire investment if you gank people. Only the most desperate will. I think that what people will probably do is they will probably have, like, one thing that I know about MMO systems like this is that there are people who are unemployed and they will make it their job to make this system work at their advantage. If you can do anything that can negatively affect another player, you should not expect that it can happen. You should expect that it will happen. And it will happen as much as it possibly can. Because the power fantasy of being able to affect another player's experience like that is very compelling to gankers and people like that. Somebody is going to do it. So other players should be able to gank you, but you should that should directly and immediately give you so much experience it makes you stronger so that they can't do it again. No, because then people just exploit that. So yeah, they'll make a grief account and funnel it gear. People will grief almost no matter what the consequences are. Yeah, exactly. If they make it so onerous to do, why even make it a mechanism? I don't know. And so ganking low levels is just a childish thing to do and allow. You can say whatever you want about doing it, and you can say, like, whether it's bad or not. But I'll link you guys to the guy's video. This is a pretty good video. I think it was fair and definitely accurate. Permaban deserved not preferential treatment, but sensible treatment. Stupid thing is alpha is not pay to play. Why would you try to harm the success of the game? I think a lot of people are going to see it that way. And overall, I just don't want to deal with, like, a bunch of drama and pressure. I think also live to grief to live. Yeah, exactly. And the PvPers won't play because they want to grief casuals, not actually fight good players, so they'll quit too. It's a cycle. Yeah, you're right about that. Just make a PvP server. I think they should do what they think is best for the game. Whatever they think is best for the game, that's what they should do. And so I feel like, yeah, it's literally that simple. Let me read a few more of these. Also, you just paid $150 key to grief Asmon. I think that's probably people just playing the game and it just was convenient for them, right? So yeah. Incentivize internal policing, give rewards for killing people with corruption. There will always be an incentive to kill streamers and to harass streamers. And that incentive will probably offset any in-game reward. That's really what happens. That will not work. Yeah, it's people just like doing that. They just need to fix the starting areas. I think the first thing to do is fix the starting areas. You're absolutely right. Yeah, bro, there are rewards. Yeah, exactly. Need guards or something like that. I don't know. But anyway, underestimate people's need to grieve regarding how much you'll punish them. Yeah, it's crazy why people want it. World PvP is super niche, and as much people want to say they want it, there's a reason why a game with millions of players decided to remove it completely. The vast majority don't like it. All it takes is being in the wrong place at the wrong time farming, maybe having a bad day, deciding that you want to kill somebody in your farm spot, and then that someone's guild has you on a kill on spot list. Good luck. Well, it's not even just that. It's like you try to do something in the game and you can't do it because people keep killing you. Well, it's like if you can't make progress in the game and you can't play the game the way you want because other people are like, you know, intentionally taking that ability away from you, yeah, people are going to be really mad about that. Absolutely. They're going to be super frustrated. The mayor system is also exploited. The whole social aspects are exploitation fests. Yeah, but it just matters like what the checks and balances on them are. I think that's the main thing. But yeah, I think that PvP, any world PvP system should have a toggle button where you can turn it on or off. That's really like any of them, right? Any game, if you have, I don't think that having non-consensual PvP makes a game better. I think that in almost every circumstance, it makes a game worse. There are some people that like those games. And so if you like those games, that's fine. However, you have to acknowledge that none of these games will ever hit the mainstream. They will always have niche audiences. And a lot of the games end up dying. Because the new players get killed by the older players because the older players want to be able to kill new players that are easy to kill. Wrong? EVE is the exception. EVE has been losing players for years, and it's massively unpopular. It's absolutely a niche game. It's a tiny game. What are we talking about? Mortal Online 2. Mortal Online 2... It has 1,000 people playing it. Guys, I'm not speaking about this. This isn't my opinion. This is a statistical reality. I'm not telling you I think this is bad. I'm telling you the data reflects that it's bad. That's it. Rust is not an MMO. It's a completely different dynamic. Flag and Karma is the best system. You die with Karma, you drop your items. Yeah, maybe. But anyway, I've got to go record and get some shit done. And it's a big day for me. I didn't know if it was going to happen or not. So I've got to, Mondays are always going to be short days for me. Tomorrow, we are doing the Ant game. That's right. We're playing the Ant game. It'll be fun. I'm excited for it. And that's the plan. So we're going to get into some of that. And also, it's the Empire of the Ant. I believe that's the name of it. And I'll probably fuck around a little bit with that. But it was originally the plan for today. We had something come up. I've got to do that thing. And then it's also Veterans Day. I'm going to have dinner with my dad. And so, we're going to get into all of that. And we'll be back on tomorrow about the same usual time. And I will see you guys then. Let me link you guys the video one more time. And thank you, everybody, for watching. I had a very good time. I'm sorry it wasn't longer. But we'll be back on tomorrow. All right, boys. Peace. See ya.